The wait is over and the stage is set. The Carry1st Africa Cup returns, and this time it's bigger than ever. With a $15,000 prize pool and a chance to represent Africa at the Call of Duty Mobile World Championship 2025. This is where Africa's elite mobile talent rises. This year, we've expanded our reach. More teams, more action, more glory. Ready to step in? Registration opens May 3rd. Head to cup.carry1st.com and lock in your squad. From May to July, teams will compete in qualifiers across 7 official regions, and for the first time ever, there will be a wildcard slot. Here are the qualifying regions: Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa, North Africa, Kenya, Uganda, and West Africa. Not in one of those? The wildcard slot is for you. Open to teams.
I heard about Carry1st hosting this event and I was like, nah, I have to take part.
Winning means everything for us. We're not just here to represent NXG but our country, South Africa. And this is the biggest tournament this continent has ever seen, so winning does mean everything to us.
In Nigeria, they'll say no grief for anybody. So
That's Call of Duty for you, I guess, and that's calm.
Losing tournaments like this is
To celebrate this region's qualifiers for the Carry1st Africa Cup 2025, all COD mobile players residing in this region can enjoy 20% off all COD points bundles on the Carry1st shop. If you've never used the Carry1st shop before, now's your chance to try out for the first time using the promo code CODM90 to get 90% off ADCP. Visit shop.carry1st.com to claim this offer.
I will cut down any who stand between my daughter and I. There is no escape. Take her far from here, to a new life.
Carry1st African Cup for Call of Duty Mobile is back, and this time it's officially a qualifier for the 2025 CODM World Championship.
Share with me your excitement when you heard something like this.
The day I saw the news, I was on the Slack channel, with our partners, and I just call them Champs for Africa with a question mark. I screamed. Like I literally screamed. That kind of news where you can't tell anyone and you're shocked.
But you want to share it with somebody.
But you want to, but you can't,
For the first time ever, Africa won't need an invite. They'll learn it. On skill, on strategy, and on sheer will. $15,000 prize pool for the African qualifiers. Winners advance to compete for $1 million on the world stage.
$15,000 on the line.
Come on, are we playing? Yeah. Let's play.
Like, how could we bring people together around a moment? And a defining moment for the continent, a defining moment for the game. Are you guys ready?
It definitely plays with your emotions.
Yeah, I think people don't realize how many close calls happened.
Where I even can.
Being in Africa, we've always been on the outside looking in. Years go by, so much time, effort, and passion into this game, waiting and wondering, is this finally the year?
Prize pool of $1 million. Regions from all over the world will be competing to earn their payday and prove they're the best of the best. We're also very excited to announce that Africa will be joining the World Championship for the first time.
Africa is here and ready to compete on the global stage. The Carry1st Africa Cup is back, this time as the official African qualifier for the Call of Duty Mobile World Championship 2025. Get ready. The wait is over and the stage is set. The Carry1st Africa Cup returns, and this time it's bigger than ever. With a $15,000 prize pool and a chance to represent Africa at the Call of Duty Mobile World Championship 2025. This is where Africa's elite mobile talent rises. This year, we've expanded our reach. More teams, more action, more glory. Ready to step in? Registration opens May 3rd. Head to cup.carry1st.com and lock in your squad. From May to July, teams will compete in qualifiers across 7 official regions, and for the first time ever, there will be a wildcard slot. Here are the qualifying regions: Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa, North Africa, Kenya, Uganda, and West Africa. Not in one of those? The wildcard slot is for you. Open to teams.
I heard about Carry1st hosting this event, and I was like, nah, I have to take part.
Winning means everything for us. We're not just here to represent NXG, but our country, South Africa. And this is the biggest tournament this continent's ever seen, so winning does mean everything to us.
In Nigeria, they'll say no grief for anybody. So
That's Call of Duty for you, I guess, and that's calm.
Losing tournaments like this is
To celebrate this region's qualifiers for the Carry1st Africa Cup 2025, all COD mobile players residing in this region can enjoy 20% off all COD points bundles on the Carry1st shop. If you've never used the Carry1st shop before, now's your chance to try out for the first time using the promo code CODM90 to get 90% off ADCP. Visit shop.carry1st.com to claim this offer.
I will cut down any who stand between my daughter and I. There is no escape. Die. Take her far from here to a new life.
Like, how could we bring people together around a moment? And a defining moment for the continent, a defining moment for the game. Are you guys ready?
It definitely plays with your emotions.
Yeah, I think people don't realize how many close calls happened.
Where I even can.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to, get ready, this is a mouthful, the Carry1st Africa Cup Call of Duty World Series, World Championship 2025 Africa Qualifier North Africa Finals. My name is Trout. I'm joined by the beautiful wordsmith himself, Carl, and we're going to be bringing you some fantastic Call of Duty mobile action today. Carl, what are your thoughts? What are your feelings? How are we doing on this fine Sunday afternoon?
I'm delighted to be here, and I think this is going to be quite a blockbuster, man. We are here at the North African Regional Finals, brought to you by Carry1st and Call of Duty Mobile. And, I think, from what we've seen so far, the whole North African group leading to this one, it's going to be quite something you do not want to miss out on if you're watching. From wherever you're watching, YouTube or TikTok, the action is about to be wild, I'm excited.
First game up is going to be the winners bracket final, which is, if I'm not mistaken, if we could have a quick look at that bracket, so we can chat about how we got to where we are, because we spoke about how Instinct are the favorites going into this, and they get to meet up against Legacy, or FT Legacy here, undefeated in map count. So, what are your thoughts on the first game? Is it going to be a banger? Is it going to be an all-out brawl, or are we going to be seeing a 3-0? Hopefully not, right?
Yeah, I think the word there is hopefully not, man, because for what we have heard, Instinct have not lost a single game so far, not a single map. You can see that on your screen right now. So these guys, they are totally dominant. They have the players, they have the squad, they have the chemistry. They've been a team for a very long time. So FT Legacy, man, they are going to have to go full on God mode somehow if they want to go and get this win on that upper bracket final or semi-final here. But yeah, I'm just hoping it's not a clean sweep out. It's best of 5, so 3-0, very possible, but we do don't want to be a 3-0, man. Hopefully it's slow. And well, the price for 15,000 USD. How do you feel about that one, Trout?
Dude, I'm gonna be honest with you, that's a lot of chicken nuggets. You could buy a fair amount of chicken nuggets with 15,000 US dollars. And don't forget, that's your ticket punched to the World Championship, the Call of Duty Mobile World Championship. Like, not even like, this is not play anymore, right? We're talking about the international scene post Lagos in 2020 or in 2025, the grand finals, right? When this Africa Cup reaches its conclusion. That team has punched its ticket to the World Championship. Like, I mean, that's the first, right? The first for the continent and first for the scene overall. I don't think they've ever had the Africa region. So just with the 15,000 US dollars, like, just absolutely sprinkled on top, what more could you ask for?
Yeah, literally, you're correct. That we have never had the chance here, and finally, we do have a world champ slot. So, you know, big shout out to Carry1st actually for making that happen. Big shout out to Qualifier as well. Yeah, finally, man, finally, we are about to go to world champs. But again, South African qualifiers have been, extended for a week. That it was meant to start, I think, today, if I'm not tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken, tomorrow. Yes, 20th, and now
today.
It's starting on the 26th. So you guys, please go and register on the Carry1st.com website and make sure you are ready for the South African qualifiers, man.
And then you go, you can see the tournament schedule. As you can see, we are right now at the North African final, which is Morocco and Egypt. I see a bunch of people in chat asking specifically if Cameroon is going to be in here. Sadly not. This is the North African region, so it's Morocco and Egypt, as you can see. And we spoke a little bit before about how everyone is terrified of Egypt. Can you tell me why? Because that is some tea, man. I love the tea. Give us the tea.
Yeah, I mean, I think we want to take that back to last year where, Instinct did qualify from Egypt. They were the top seed there. They absolutely destroyed everybody on their way to that finals. But eventually, they could not make it due to that little, I think, a player being underage, one player there. So that absolutely killed their chances of going to the land. But still, they are, when it comes to NAF, the North African teams here, they've literally not been allowed in comps in Africa for the longest time ever, literally, because it's something about whenever you play this guy, you go to maybe the EU servers and you absolutely get destroyed, especially when you're playing against Instinct, where these guys, they've been playing together for a while. They know their gameplay perfectly well. They have top tier chemistry. And again, they have the servers on their side. So it's going to be quite very, very destructive force to go against them. So yeah, that's why people really, have this care of playing the North African guys. But yeah, that's it, man.
Okay, that's interesting. I like that. They got a little bit of everything spruced in, and of course next weekend is going to be the Ghana regional finals, and it's going to be a LAN. So if you by any means possible can make your way over to the Arena 233, go ahead and get involved, because you can see these absolute legends playing in person. I mean, come on, like, you don't get that. I mean, I think people really, like, post-COVID, don't understand the beauty of a LAN. And I think at every opportunity, guys, I cannot stress this. If you have opportunity to go to a LAN, it's not what you think it is. It's not a whole bunch of sweaty guys and people all sitting in a room and it's like super nerd out. It's not like that at all. It's really like watching a live sports event. It is like, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it right now. So like, you cannot be missing this. It's just an undescribable experience. So be there or be square. Anyways, guys, I don't know if you were watching, but there was a little lower thirds that popped up there. You could see the Twitter pop up, and your tweets will be showing up. There is definitely, there you go. You saw it for a second. You saw it's back. Now is the time for you to get involved, and you can win yourself some hard-earned odd points that you can spend on the Carry1st store. Just a little caveat attached to that. Remember, for the duration of the broadcast, it's 20% off for Morocco and Egypt. So you could go ahead and get involved with the Battle Pass, with COD points, whatever you want to do on the site. Go ahead and spend some hard-earned cash for some sweet skins. And I think there's 2 at the moment that are out that are absolutely devious. I think one is a VMP, if I'm not mistaken, Mystic Bloom. Poison Petals. Yeah. That's the one. So if you want to chat to us about these 2 new skins that are coming out before we talk about our questions for the giveaway.
Yeah, I mean, the VMP there, and also, of course, the AK-117 Grim Ending, Personally, I don't have this guns, but trust me, I pick them up a lot. If I see them on you, I will look for you. I will find you, I will kill you, and I will pick that weapon up and I will use it against you. So yeah, these are quite fantastic ones. Carry1st giving us a giveaway to go and make sure we are able to afford them. So personally, I might just go maybe sell a kidney, guys, and I will still, get the sim for the Carry1st shop and go and get myself these beautiful skins and make sure I go and dominate on some Call of Duty action, man.
Yeah, so if you're not as desperate as Carl and you don't need to start harvesting kidneys, you can go ahead and use that 20% discount, or you could get involved with our predictions. So the first one, obviously, guys, use the hashtags Carry1st Africa Cup or hashtag Carry1st Cup 25. The question is, who do you think is going to win the event overall? And in that final match, who's going to be the MVP? So those are the first two questions. There's one winner, and it's for 5,000 COD points. But anyways, now enough yapping. The Yappuccinos have been drunk. We're getting into our first match. We didn't even have time to talk about the maps. Anyways, Hardpoint on Apocalypse. This is my personal favorite map. Talk us through the intro. What are we looking at? What are these two teams need to do if you want to be taken down Instinct? Because Legacy, like you said, have a tough battle ahead of them.
Yeah, I mean, this is an Apocalypse where, the most vital point, even when you're playing P1, it's going to be that P2. You want to make sure you have that P2 spawns while you're trying to contest with that P1. And that's exactly what FT are trying to get in work here. They have P2 spawns, they have the hard point time as well. They are going to lose it now eventually, but look at that. The back and forth maybe early on, but Instinct are going to take that lead back as fast as they possibly can.
And in the interim, as chaos tends to be chaos, it looks like there is a bit of an overextend and the spawns flip on back. But one player, number one, that's going to be Izumi in the back end here. This is actually the perfect place to potentially get more than one and secure those spawns for P2. That's exactly what Legacy has done. So starting off a little bit shaky there. 5 points between the two teams. It's actually looking pretty good here for Legacy as they managed to keep those spawns for P2. But having said that, there's going to be a huge 1-on-1 to win. Unfortunately, it goes the way of Instinct. And now it's looking like it's going to be a tough one. Because I thought the spawns were looking a little bit better for them, but flipped out is the name of the game.
Yeah, that's good. Instinct now having that beat spawns locked in, so the hardpoint time is definitely going to be caught in their favor first. But can they hold it down though? You might get the spawn first, but can he hold it down? It's very hard to break into. So I would think the answer to that should be yes. But Nagato now finding the one value there, he's going to fall to a Yor, and Instinct do have that P2 locked in. They have the hardpoint time as well. They have the spawn counting. So this might just be maybe a full 60 here. Might just extend that lead to a very, very, very crazy point for Legacy. If you're them, you want to try and break that spawn or maybe go and get that hill. But now, investment coming through for Apex there, the Tempest in hand, through that smoke might find value. Yes, he does. First kill falling down. And so far, Instinct are dominating P2.
I mean, without fail, not a single second lost. We get to see some streaks being called in here. They kept those spawns, and you can see that they are now, with about 20 seconds left, they're going to be looking for that rotation, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Pushing back through P2, going for the long route. I mean, clinically speaking here, giving up those last 10 seconds or so, the side of Instinct plays P2 perfectly. That investment, some people might think that is a bit of an overextend, but if you're in the lead, right, and you know that you can keep it up, that's exactly what you're going to do. And right now, onto P3 we go, and they are there first, getting set up, and they're getting these kills on rotation as well. Man, if I was going to critique anything from the side of Instinct, it would be that maybe they're just a second too quick than rather too slow.
I think that's the perfect one to say there, because now they are going to get P3 first again. They do have that spawn, mind you. P3 and P4 share at the same spawn there. So if you get P3 spawns, you also do have that P4 spawn. So that's exactly what Instinct are going to bank on now. Hold on to that P3 spawn, have the hard point time, a full 6 to there, get P4 down. Now they equalize it for Charisma. Now Fiorenza takes a double kill there. And Charisma also falls. The big investments come through, and now Legacy are trying to break the hill, and now they do. And they are also going to flip that spawn, so very vital play there. And now finally they are going to get that P3. Spiral still there, 404 as P3's crowd time. The contest comes in, but the boys in yellow are going to fall on Legacy now, but not for too long as we see Instinct clearly break that once again, and maybe as well take that spawn. Oh my god.
Man, that was an absolute pandemonium style play right there. And I really couldn't keep track of the spawns as it was just backwards and forwards. But like eventually, it looks like the dust has settled, and coming out in the back spawn is going to be the side of Instinct. And now they are usually actually, there's something I want to point out. The side of Instinct is using their specialists very, very well here. They're not spamming them, and they're investing them at the perfect time. You can see playing around the point. That's going to be a year with that war machine in hand, getting kills, but they have lost the spawns. But in the same breath, they have a secondary Tempest in the back pocket here, and they're playing the choke points I mean, what can you do if you're in the side of Legacy? You're down nearly 100 points, and you're just pretty much banging your head up against the wall. They finally do get a break, but the spawns flipped again, man. If we need to keep a word count on stream for how many times we say spawns flipped, because right now, it's been like every 10 seconds.
I mean, literally, I do have to agree with that one again. Look at that now. Legacy are going to get the scrap time here for that P4, but again, they get shot down and wiped out. And now look at that retake of Instinct here. It's literally back and forth, with that spawn flip again there. But Instinct having the majority of the hardpoint time every single hill they go to. And now back to that P1. Potentially also, you need to get that P2 spawn while you're playing P1. And Legacy, man, it cannot be said enough, man. They need to find a way to close that gap. A 100-point lead, close 100-point lead rather. Instinct there. Trying to close things off early, get the Apocalypse 1, and go into SMG with their heads held up high. So far, guys, 50-point mark for Legacy as P1 opens again to Instinct.
Well, the kills are still going the way of Legacy here, so they might be able to get that break. They do exactly that, all 5 down, but now they're going to be playing with their heads on a swivel, trying to keep those spawns for P2, like you said. And there is a bit of a god spawn coming through there, and that is going to be number 2. That's 404. He might be able to get around the back in there. Huge one for him to win. So having lost the time, but playing for spawns may be a 50-50 gamble that could go their way, but it really feels as though they are banging their head up against the wall when it comes to playing for scraps rather than full 60s. And like you said, closing that gap is going to be so crucial, as even though the side of Instinct doesn't keep the spawn, they just simply bully their way onto the point and then into the spawns as a consequence. So right now, they just sort of got their foot on the gas and they're not looking to slow down anytime soon.
I mean, it's 164 Instinct. They do have that lead still locked in, but now they need to get P2. They do have that spawn, mind you, so they're already there technically, and now Legacy are the ones playing catch-up and trying to get that break for that hill time. Vepex now 22 kill mark, watching through that window, and nobody comes through that for sure. Nobody lets him believe coming through now. He might see the first kill there. He does then, and he's going to get shot out of that heady, and that could not be good, but Ayor Fred finds the double kill, and now the boys in blue Legacy, so trying to come through that front door. Ayor now, War Machine, proper investment, might be good timing, a lot of players in blue in front of the man, but he doesn't get any info. Now it's double confirmed. He might get triple the Vegas overextending Tempest now. This is one player in blue to get that one, backs it down, but again, 190 against 60, and the lead is running away, man.
I'm telling you, is Legacy playing the same game as Instinct right now? Because it really doesn't look like it. Because they're going to be able to get the last 25 seconds or so, but actually not. They're throwing everything they have. You can see the absolute panic beginning to set in here for the side of Legacy. They're breaking the point, or not actually successfully breaking the point here. 25 seconds left, but they decide to invest the War Machine. So you can really see what's going through their minds right now. They're really looking towards the next kill, but still trying to find scrap time. Not able to do that. Look at the rotation. Instinct there first, over 200 points. These guys are in autopilot mode right now, and Legacy, man, I don't know, I think this might be all she wrote for them unless they can pull something out of the hat here. But if we're being honest, it's just been kill feed all red, or orange in this case, and it's just never been going their way. They're not able to get as much map control as they need, as they get choked out of the control points and unable to keep those spawns. They maybe get a break, but within 30 seconds, the break has returned, and you can see there. Running onto the point, immediately the trade starts to come on through. One more kill, and I'm pretty sure that the side of Instinct will be back in the spot.
I'm not sure if you I think even saying 30 seconds is a little bit too graceful there. It's less than 10 every single time. They just get in, and now they're out again. Look at that, man. They got in, they got out again. It's just as simple as that. 4-4 now. Sparrow finds a double kill, but he's also going to fall. But now look at that hill time. Legacy finally are going to get a little time on that P3, but they need to hold it down, get the whole of that scrap time locked in, get that P4 as well. But Device with the Spiral takes 3 down. Absolute annihilation now for the man, as Instinct once again are going to get hill time. Kavisma now Equalizer going for that squad, finds 1 kill, gets a double, and now they are going to get P4 spawns, mind you, and this might be where they go and close things off. Legacy still playing catch up, 237, 82. The lead is not closed, the scoreboard is not in their favor. Instinct clearly being the better team so far. 240, 10 more to go, and we might have to say goodnight earlier.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be pretty much a blowout. You can see they have controlled those spawns to a T here, continuing to push them into the choke points over and over again. But luckily, Legato's got that, well, I was going to say the gravity well there for a second, but Ayor with the War Machine answers back pretty much instantly. 3 seconds to go. Everyone and the kitchen sink flying towards the choke point, but nothing shall be able to break the impenetrable wall of Instinct setup. And 250 to 87. That felt like it was easy. I don't know about you, but that was pretty one-sided.
I mean, I think I want to go and say, Instinct were playing the game on easy mode. I mean, no offense to Legacy. Yeah, they did everything they possibly could. But I mean, from the start of the game, there we saw Instinct just set the pace with that P1 and P2 as well. They had that spawn fire, they held it down. They lost it for a couple of seconds there, but it was literally a flip spawn. You get a spawn for 10 seconds, and I'll get it for 40 seconds. So that's exactly what Instinct were doing. As they absolutely are going to win that map and gracefully. And now, what is it, S3D, man? What do you think?
Well, there's one thing I want to touch on specifically about how Instinct plays, where at this level, you tend to see the teams are all able to shoot straight. And I talk about this whenever I get onto the game. You are looking at the team that can play better Call of Duty fundamentally. And I'm talking utility of your specialists, how you use your streaks, and how you try to keep your setups in and around the point. And if I was looking at the map, the only time where I thought that there was a bit of chaos from the side of Instinct is when they just get off of spawn. But the moment they get off of spawn, they check their map, they see where their teammates are, and they know exactly how they want to be getting to, how they want to set up. And of course, we're going to be going over to Carry1st Metropolis, which is up and down for me, but I understand it's your favorite map. But if we're talking about how teamwork is such a key fundamental part here, especially in 5v5 and in a game mode like S&D, it really looks like this Instinct side is a well-oiled machine. I simply cannot fault the way they play around each other. And you can see that they even coordinated how they were using their specialists, sort of like a domino effect. Whereas when the lead began to increase so significantly for Instinct, Legacy started to panic. And then they started realizing that they needed to get a bit more time here. So they just started popping specialists and fighting for 25 seconds, And then you can really see that now it's pretty much crumbled at the foundations. If you're throwing specialists and investing so much for scrap time, what are you going to use when you're trying to get good time, if that makes sense?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You can't deny that. I mean, they were still fighting. I think the one thing to take home that is, no matter how hard the game got, they kept fighting. He's trying to maybe find a little value somewhere. Maybe that might be the start of a comeback for them. But I don't think they're coming back anywhere, man. They left and they left and they left. No comeback story whatsoever. But again, Search and Destroy, Carry1st Metropolis, the most beautiful map for them. Even though a lot of you never agree with me on that one, we could literally fight if you want to, man. Trout, but I can tell you, man. This map is beautiful. I don't care what you guys say, man. And it's
maybe visually,
like this.
Visually, maybe I could agree with you, but I will agree that for S&D it's certainly better than Respawn because it's so big. I think we had this conversation like in Respawn game modes, you literally have to take 5 to 8 business days to get from one point to the next, and then the spawns are all mixy. But other than that, S&D, because you only have one life, it is really about map control. And if the previous map is to go anything off of, remember, the side of Instinct, their map control was pretty much stellar. You can't really fault it. So if they can convert that into S&D, I mean, they didn't have maybe Iyo was the standout player, but it felt like everyone was able to pick up there and they did really, really well. So normally in from what I saw previously on the previous cast is that there's normally 1 or 2 players that really stand out and you sort of just like point them in the direction of the enemy and then they do the thing. But in actuality, when you're looking at Instinct as a whole, it's the whole team you have to worry about. And I think that makes it so much scarier than just one person. So if they could convert that sort of energy across all 3 game modes, which is looking very likely at this stage, I don't know what we can fault in Instinct. And if I'm in Legacy shoes, I mean, maybe their comms need to get good. But yeah, tell us about the 20% off, seeing as though I've been rambling for so long.
I mean, for the whole North African qualifiers, guys, we are going to be having 20% off on Call of Duty mobile points in the Carry1st Africa shop for the whole of the North African region, Egypt and Morocco, guys. So you make sure you go to that Carry1st shop and get your 20% off, man. It's again, if you don't want to have to sell a kidney like Carl, just go to the shop and 20% off. That's a lot of money off, guys. That is a lot of money off. But, if you have the option of selling your kidney as well, but it's up to you guys. But again, you also want to make sure you are engaging on the X platforms. Dropping your predictions. There's a lot of giveaways on the stream, guys. 5,000 DP and of course 880 CP as well for 3 persons. So make sure you are engaging on the X there and using the hashtags Carry1st Africa Cup or of course Carry1st Cup 2025.
Well, enough of the shameless plugs, because Carry1st is simply the best operator, at least for Call of Duty Mobile, in my opinion. So you better get involved there. Use that 20% off. Get involved on X. Get your predictions in. Remember, the first question is up underneath the official statement. Get involved. Who do you think is going to win the event, and who do you think is going to be the MVP for the grand finals? But here we are. Carry1st Metropolis S&D, and this is where I love to see snipers, man. And I think they are so key. And the first blood drawn by Iyo Fiorenza. We'll see you in the next round. as the trade's looking pretty good right now, but coming out on top already a 3 versus 4. Instinct looking to carry that momentum. Wait, are we a round in or is that a map count? That's map count, my mistake.
Yeah, it's map count. Yes, you're correct there. But again, it's nil here. It's going to be round 1. So far, snipers, again, like you did say, are a very vital block of such and destroy, especially on a map like this. But the numbers are going to be in favor for Instinct. The 3v4, and you are just trying to rally around. The bomb has not gone down. Oh, yeah, the bomb has gone down. Actually, I take that back. So now it's Legacy trying to get the defuse. Charisma shotgun finds one kill. Yusuf now for that trade might get it, but Yo comes in as well, and another shotgun finds it. The guy who takes Yo down. It's a 1v2.
Well, it was a 1v2 for a second, but not quite. It went all the way to a 0v2, and that came off the back of the aggression from Instinct. I mean, they sent Eeyore in there with the shotgun. He's getting up close and personal. He's giving out free haircuts, in this case, actually full restyling, as he's getting so close, he's putting holes in their shirts. Either way, it looks like first blood drawn, and they just converted the round from there, got the bomb down uncontested. Looking pretty good right now from Instinct.
Yeah, such in the short so far. They have one hard point, so SMD now to close things off, going towards the map 3. But so far, 1-0, and it's going to be, look at that, 3v4. Numbers are going to get clear there. Mantra Sniper takes out 4-4, and Nagato somewhere around there with a sniper in hand as well. Might make that work. Plant happens for Vapex once again, so very fast plants, mind you. The thing about SMDs, you want to get that ball planted and, have the positioning advantage, and that's exactly what they're using. Look at that movement. Oh my God, that was beautiful, but still.
I thought there was a wall bounce in there.
Shots him down still anyways, man.
Well, now it's a I was going to say it came down to a 1v1 in the end there, but eventually it was the side of Instinct that came out on top. And the aggression, and I must commend the side of Instinct for getting the bomb down. I think that these 2 rounds are the fastest plants I have ever seen in my COD M casting career, and I have to respect that. If you can get the bomb down, you effectively give yourself an additional player, keep the control around that, and they just know what they're doing. And it's not a one-trick pony here either, as they managed to plant on A and B, and now we're looking like we're going back towards A. It looks like we're playing ping-pong between the sides.
Exactly what they're doing now. Look at that. Without the rise first kill, Fioren's the forward, very vital player. Zumi sniper in hand. Gets that training. Zumi falls. Nagato falls and back and forth. And now it's a 2v3 Charisma. Takes one more player down. And the last player falls. And what are these rounds? Why are they so fast?
We can't even get more than 3 sentences out, man. It feels like we're watching TDM and S&D at the same time. It's like pedal to the middle, floor to the wall, as these guys just completely run. They're like W keying straight into the spawn of Legacy at this stage. And I don't know how you can counter that. Maybe just hold it back a little bit if you're the side of Legacy. Wait for them to overextend. That's exactly what's going to happen then. Nagato drawing the first blood. So maybe this is the turning point that they need to get a bit of momentum in the round. But you can see the aggression from the side of Instinct, not planning on stopping anytime soon. Straight onto the side they go, and that's going to be a free bomb plant.
Again, man, they are just planting, and the bomb is going down now for them. It's going to be Vapex once again with the bomb there, planted in. 4v4 though, numbers are close, numbers are tied up here, so still anybody's game. But again, Instinct do have the numbers advantage here when it comes to, the rounds. 3-0 so far. Round 4 now is where we are. 4v4, and now the push comes through. Charisma shotgun with that range finds a double. Oh my God, Charisma gets 2 players down and make that a 1v4, man. What are you watching?
Oh man, to be honest with you, if I'm in the shoes of Legacy right now, I'm terrified. What is this like? It feels like you're watching a horror movie, man. Like you guys turning the corner and there's Charisma, with a double shotgun setup, and he's just cutting you down left, right, and center. It's like jump scare central, man. There's just so much pace. These guys are not playing typical S&D. No plans for slowing down whatsoever, as they're just flying at you. Still a couple more rounds of attack for them here, but they're playing attack like they are on the defensive side, trying to keep as much map control as possible. And again, not choosing a side consistently as we go straight on to B. And they were just at A. Man, these guys are so unpredictable. It feels like they're more unpredictable than my dad, and he left my life when I was 8.
Charles again, guys. Here we go. Next round 5. Man, you can't deny that. They've been so good. AB, like, they are keeping Legacy on their foot here. They have no idea what to expect next. Now, Zumi, though, with that very first kill, very important that the first blood drawn out for them. So they do have numbers advantage. Bomb has gone down, though, so they have to make that defuse plan. The Vice finds one, Charisma finds one. Now the numbers have been traded 3v4 as the numbers fall back to Instinct here.
And Eeyore again with the sniper. It looks like this is actually just SMG at shotgun map here. As Eeyore and Device keep going back to back. It's now Yusuf left. He's trying to make it happen here. 1v2. Finds the first, but unfortunately meets death in the second. So that's 5 straight rounds here for Instinct. I don't know what to say, man. Legacy, you need to start finding a bit of momentum, because at every time you get a kill, the trade is pretty much instant. So they never have either life count advantage for longer than 10 seconds or map control for longer than 10 seconds, as they're just being completely bled at every single turn.
I think you're too kind because, like, you see 10, but I think it's like 30 seconds there because they never have the counts. Like, it's never happened. They have it then, and it's gone. The blink of like, the flash of an eye there. But now, so if I look at that again, but do you have numbers? No, they don't actually. 3v5. Instinct are going to have numbers here. Bomb is going down in B once again. And Legacy now, they are literally begging for a single point at this point. All they need is, just get that 1 point. That might be a big morale boost for them, but I don't think it's going to be this time out. 1v4, and now Fiorenza, the only player left to go and get that clutch. The bomb has been planted. So can he make it happen, man? What do you think? I don't think so.
I don't think so. Look, this is a pretty tall order here. He's got a bit of utility to help him, but into the trophies they go. And this is something I must respect from the side of Instinct as well. They get the bomb down, and look at how they are not hunting in single chal format. You turn the corner, there's 2 people looking at you. This is fundamental Call of Duty at pace. It's not like these guys are just absolutely running over the team and like trying to show off. You can still see that they're playing fundamental COD, getting the bomb down and then getting set up. They're not going hunting and allowing the 1v1 fights. They're simply playing correctly. And if you're playing against a team that is playing pretty much to a T, if you're not replicating that in any way, you're just going to get punished every single turn. And right now, as we flip over to the side of Instinct on defense, first blood already drawn, and you can see the map control and the extension. They know exactly what they want to do. You're close range with that shotgun. It's just Yusuf up close and personal himself trying to make it happen. But they know they're going to have to turn the corner. And guess who's waiting? It's Charisma with another shotgun.
This has not been fair to Legacy for them. This has been literally more. It has been a fixture where it's been a total nightmare for them. They have team up players standing 2v2, make that a 1v2. Come on, guys. Charisma finds 1 kill, falls, and Yusuf goes down the square, and of course 7-0. And this Search and Destroy was just absolutely destruction. This was not S&D. This was D. This was only destruction, man. There's no Search here, man.
I'm telling you, no. It was genuinely. It was Legacy searching for rounds. That's what it was. As they weren't able to do that. But I mean, looking at the feedback here and the plays, the 5-man hit is terrifying. Like, you got a sniper in hand and you turn the corner, you're like, okay, surely somebody's just going to jiggle pick me. In the next minute, there's 5 people on your screen. What can you do except scream for help? But by that time, you're already dead. So it's just, I don't know, man. Legacy. I don't even know what advice to give. It's just too quick from Instinct. They're playing fundamentally correct Call of Duty at pace. That is so hard to counter.
To be fair, like they just had. I think S&D Corona might be their best map against Legacy here, because God, that was clean, that was smooth. It literally was like they knew exactly what they were doing. It's like they saw the future here, and they were just playing the game, the rounds according to how they knew it was going to end, to make sure they got to that same ending they saw already in their dreams. I don't know what this was to them, but again, Instinct, man, clear game, swift game, and now going to that, it's a best of 5, mind you. So first to get 3 map wins the whole thing, and so far 2-0, and I don't see Legacy even getting that really control. But hopefully, maybe finally that's where they wake up. Maybe a reverse shape. I don't know. Like, Trout, what do you think? Are we going to see a reverse shape potentially here? Maybe some sort of miracle, man.
I mean, they're going to need to make it happen. If they want to, it has to be now, right? From the control and raid. But this is something I need to preface, and this is something that a lot of teams get wrong when it comes to control. Is remember, you win by kills or by securing the point, not just kills. A lot of the time, the teams tend to go ahead and try and get as many kills as possible with Flashy. But looking at how Instinct played that S&D, and how once they got the bomb down as quickly as they didn't overextend, they just kept the control, sort of set up like a defensive net. This is the type of team that's going to be going for the points, not for the kills. And I think that is a terrifying, prediction to come out of this, because they really need to be able to counter, or this being Legacy, need to be able to counter that and keep more map control to themselves so that they can deny the captures or potentially not throw away too many lives. But in terms of slaying and how quickly the side of Instinct is playing, a reverse sweep, look, it's not impossible. No one ever wants to say never, but if I was a betting man, my money's on Instinct, and maybe for good reason.
I mean, I only have this thing where I like to go and support them, the underdogs, and I'm like, I might put my house rent on their head there, but this time I am keeping my money safe. My money's going to stay in my account. It's going nowhere, man. It's not. I think it's going to be a clear Instinct win. It might just be a 3-0 here. We might not get map 4 and map 5, but Legacy, they are going to be banking on that one. They want to get that map 3 done and maybe get that map 4 and potentially a map 5. So best of luck to them, man. Best of luck to these guys. But again, control raid, like you did say, you either win by kills or you win by getting the objective captured, you know. So I think this thing, man, from what I just saw, I think we already know what they are going to be doing, man. It's going to be kills. It has to be kills. That's it. They're just going to go for those kills. But again, Legacy, you just have to find a way to counter that now. You know, Instinct are fast. You have to counter that fast-paced gameplay, you know, by playing a way that can actually bring them down.
Yeah, because I think a good way of putting it actually is you can see the pace coming out of Instinct. It looks like Legacy is scared. They like I said, jump scare simulator. You're scared to turn the corner because there's going to be 2 shotguns waiting for you. But if that converts to everything, maybe their comms are a little bit shambled because of it. They're like, what are these guys doing? 5-hit kind of play. Like, what do you do in that situation? But maybe that's just all part of the long con, and they're just trying to chalk the mental of Legacy here. But having said that, over towards red we go, and this is just a tried true classic map, and you can see straight away the side of Instinct on attack over towards B. And interesting that you say that you think that they're going to be playing for the kills, as they are already stacking the point, getting the kills. First tick pretty much uncontested, and they're not looking for the kills as they continue to collect more and more.
Very fast counter. I did think they were going to lose that point there, make a statement that they are just better and get kills. But I think, man, you know, getting the win is what matters, isn't it? And it still tells you are just better. As the B flag now completely captured, all 3-6 locked in. Now we go to A here, and Legacy, the lives are not in their favor, mind you. They let that B get captured. So now maybe a full defense on A is what they're looking to do. But can they make it work though? It's 21-24. Lives are getting shut down on both sides really fast there. So literally, still anybody's game. A lot of time on that clock. Took me off. So Instinct so far, they have the momentum on their side, but can they see it through? Because Legacy now look like they want to play a good defense on that A flag.
Well, as you say, that 4 of the players from Instinct will fall, and they just continue to get cut down here. Site being contested, but you can see now a little bit of an overextend here from Mantra. Manages to get a few shots on, but either way, contest is in pretty much done here as Yor and Charisma continue to find these kills, keeping those spawn traps so devastating. But Nagato finds 3, and that was pretty much a lifeline for the side of Legacy here as they managed to breathe a sigh of relief, and now they can start to look for a bit of a counter spawn trap here, but they are still down in lives. But there's so much time here for Instinct. If they really want to take their time, get the kills, get to the point, they can do that.
It's 14-10, so yeah, the match is very close, but you know, Instinct still have numbers in their favor here. The capture can hold if they only got kills. There's a lot of times here, so they can do a lot of times. They can just go and play for all out kills. But now 10 best investment there might be bad. And yes, I did call that one. That was not the best call there. She's going to get shut down. 79. Life's getting closer and closer. Now 4-4 to the kitchen there. Finds one value 4 to score device. Gets a double. 5v8. Life's still close. The flat capture here. 1 tick locked in. 2 more to go. Instinct trying to close things off now. 3 more lives there for Legacy. Neck that. Oh my god, Yusuf takes a triple. And they hold it down for another lifeline. But now team up players 2v5.
2v5 right now, and everything in the kitchen sink needs to be deployed onto the side. 4-4 has the Sparrow. That's what the kitchen sink looks like, if you're wondering. And they're going to be able to make it a 2 versus 3, make it a 1 versus 3. 4-4, the man who was the lifeline, unable to get it. First round, going the way of Instinct.
Man, you should have seen me just now. I literally got off my chair and I'm like, no, I think Legacy are going to take this one. And if they do, I would clap my hands out loud. But unfortunately, man, they don't use it, man. At some point in there, I thought this was surely where Legacy start the comeback of the century. But no, round 1 done and dusted the thing of Instinct. But now we go to round 2 here. A lot of ops coming out to play very early on. The Gato war machine in hand to the man here. Yusuf now with the Annihilator.
Oh, yeah.
Charisma takes a triple, and they are going to absolutely get swept out. And Instinct, once again, are going to have lives and not a single tick on either flag.
That is a crazy blunder. We're just leaving the mid-map open, sending all the players you can towards the side, and then you don't get your kills. You're going to be punished 9 times out of 10 for that. Right now, the life count continuing to bleed here. They need to stop something, and that, in this case, is the bleeding. As you can see, the side of Instinct looking for these spawn kills. Device finding a double after double. Charisma in the spawn with the equalizer. Man, it's not looking very equal right now, if we're being honest.
That's not at all, man. That's the fact that equalizer. Now Charisma from behind thinks 2 players down on the way, and that was clear. But now spawn trap here. This is the absolute chaos now for Legacy. Show them you want to break that spawn. Charisma gets 1, gets a double, and they are absolutely dominating it now. 20 players, 20 lives. Charisma still there. Gets 1 more, but finally falls, and the damage is done. 8 more players for Legacy, and round 2 might be gone as well.
Well, 14 seconds, not a single tick to their name, and they can't even get past the stairs of art. Eventually, they're going to try and work their way through the mid-map, but you can see getting cut down at every single turn. 3 seconds and a dream. Onto the site we go. Panic is the name of the game, and panic into the next round we go, as it's 2 straight rounds here for the side of Instinct, and they are not slowing down. It's looking like a 3-0 for me.
You know, the name Legacy there, it's a very tough name, Legacy. When you hear that name, you want to be scared, bro. Man, they are absolutely being scared out because Instinct now are absolutely destroying them. 2 back-to-back rounds. The final round here might be 3-0. And Legacy, if that reverse comeback starts a thing, they want to start it now. But now, the death machine from Mantra trying to find value. Doesn't find any just yet, but might get one there. Going towards that top. I don't think he did not see that man. And of course, not a single value for that one yet. Expires there. And not a single value, but 10 kill mark. Nonetheless, though, in life in the favorable 30v25, B flag, almost completely captured. Now it is captured.
At this stage, they were just calling in everything they could there for the sake of calling it in. They didn't even need it. He got a lot of damage with that death machine, but he didn't need to get any of those kills. Like I said, his teammates were doing the work for him, and if it wasn't his teammates, it was the streaks. But right now, 28-24, looking like they're going to be going towards A here. They did invest a few of these streaks in the rotation, but the side of Legacy trying to stop the bleeding, but from the spawn we go. I mean, look at Eeyore. He is literally in their spawn. How often do you see the attacking side spawn trapping this hard? Now we get to see the Tempest in the back spawn as well. The kills still going their way. 5 lives between the two. And onto the site we go. Already the first tick about to be taken. Man, oh man, things are not looking good here for Legacy. The Legacy they're leaving behind is that of a 3-0.
I mean, to be fair, yeah, that is quite a legacy to leave behind, is it now? But look at Instinct, man. Sparrow comes off a device, trying to get that basketball court control. Finds one valuable 4-4. The 2 Sparrows are going to take it to the out. That's quite the scenario there. But again, 14v19 A flag, 2 ticks locked in, 1 more to go. But now Izumi able to clear that last one from coming speed. But can he hold it down though? They do not have lives, but they are close now. That's the kitchen here. Money room for Mantra finds 1 kill there. Equalizer for the man of Charisma. The annihilator for Yusuf finds 1 value, can still hold it down, maybe see that money room, but he doesn't get the timing correctly. He still falls Charisma and finds the double, and he falls finally for 9v14. The damage is still being done. It's Jimmy War Machine comes out to play now. 10 kill mark, finds the 1 value, gets a double, gets a triple. Izumi and gives the life for a little more.
Izumi, the lifeline caller right now, and they're managing to stay alive to the best of their ability. 5v10 though is the life count. Last final push here through the front, but it's going to be Mantra who finds another double. 4-4 answers back with a double of his own before getting cut down, and now it's a 1v8. Not really possible if we're being honest, but that was a valiant effort nonetheless. But the Legacy left will be a 3-0 in the series and the 3-0 in the control. And that is such a shame, man, because there were some moments in that, some moments of brilliance, almost the sparks to get the fire going underneath Legacy, but they just could not send it home, right? They could not get the finish that they needed. No finesse in the long run. And that's going to be the first game done, 3-0, in a total of 40 minutes. 3 games of Call of Duty, 40 minutes. I mean, that's an absolute thrashing. I don't know what else to say about that. And it's a shame because you can see Legacy, really, they do have a lot of potential, and there's a lot that they can build off of this. And they have moments of brilliance where they do get in, they save it at the last second, off the back of, granted, some specialists, but either way, they just need to find a bit of consistency. Because right now they have somebody like 404 or Fuenza with the Sparrow in hand, and we're zooming with the War Machine finding triples, literally keeping his team in the game, but all around him his teammates are gone, and lightning doesn't strike twice in the same place. And eventually your luck runs out, and that's exactly what happened. Instinct taking over the W. So GG's to them. Well done.
I mean, to be fair, man, that I had a lot, like you did say that there were a lot of moments where you could just pick out gameplays there from FT that said, this might be a point in time where Legacy might be able to start something, the first shift here. But they whenever a single player gets those triple kills, quadruple kills there, the whole team absolutely get wiped out. So like it's like you get those kills and then we wipe your whole team down. Like it's literally trade for trade there. And Instinct we're clearly better. The guns kill there clearly in favor of Instinct. They automatically win the whole series there. 3-0. Control was an absolute trash, and I don't even want to talk about that one because man, it was sad to actually watch. But again, good game, well fought battle for Legacy. But like you said, the Legacy is going to be a 3-0 on the series there.
Yeah, but they still have time to make it back. They're going to be meeting up against Miners in the losers final. And interestingly enough, it wasn't actually supposed to be Miners in the losers final there. They did get a DQ against, correct me if I'm wrong, it is another Legacy. No, Insanity, excuse me. It was Insanity. But that was, strangely enough, from account sharing. So if you're ever wondering what the power looks like for the side of Carry1st, if you are ever thinking about sharing your account and maybe getting one of the crack players from another region to play, just remember, they'll find you, and that's exactly what happened to Insanity there now. So it is going to be the side of Legacy versus Miners coming up after this short break here. But, man, if there was the best way to describe what that final match felt like, it's sort of like that when all of the Avengers are fighting Thanos, and they throw everything they have at them, and at the end, he's like, wow, all of that for a drop of blood. And that's exactly what happened.
And the stage is set. The Carry1st Africa.
Anyways, quick break. We'll see you guys after this. 10 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Go get a drink. We'll be back after this.
I heard about Carry1st hosting this event, and I was like, nah, I have to take part.
Winning means everything for us. We're not just here to represent NXG, but our country, South Africa. And this is the biggest tournament this continent's ever seen, so winning does mean everything to us.
In Nigeria, they'll say no grief for anybody. So
That's Call of Duty for you, I guess, and that's calm.
Losing tournaments like this is...
The wait is over, and the stage is set. The Carry1st Africa Cup returns, and this time it's bigger than ever. With a $15,000 prize pool and a chance to represent Africa at the Call of Duty Mobile World Championship 2025. This is where Africa's elite mobile talent rises. This year, we've expanded our reach. More teams, more action, more glory. Ready to step in? Registration opens May 3rd. Head to cup.carry1st.com and lock in your squad. From May to July, teams will compete in qualifiers across 7 official regions, and for the first time ever, there will be a wildcard slot. Here are the qualifying regions: Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa, North Africa, Kenya, Uganda, and West Africa. Not in one of those? The wildcard slot is for you. Open to teams.
How could we bring people together around a moment? And a defining moment for the continent, a defining moment for the game. Are you guys ready?
It definitely plays with your emotions.
Yeah, I think people don't realize how many close calls happened.
Whenever I can.
I will cut down any who stand between my daughter and I. There is no escape. Die. her far from you to a new life.
The Carry1st African Cup for Call of Duty Mobile is back, and this time it's officially a qualifier for the 2025 CODM World Championship.
Share with me your excitement when you heard something like this.
The day I saw the news, I was on the Slack channel, with our partners, and I just saw call them champs for Africa with a question mark. I screamed. Like I literally screamed. That kind of news where you can't tell anyone and you're shocked
but you want to share it with somebody.
But you want to, but you can't,
For the first time ever, Africa won't need an invite. They'll learn it. On skill, on strategy, and on sheer will. $15,000 prize pool for the African qualifiers. Winners advance to compete for $1 million on the world stage.
$15,000 on the line.
Being in Africa, we've always been on the outside looking in. Years go by, so much time, effort, and passion into this game, waiting and wondering, is this finally the year?
Prize pool of $1 million. Regions from all over the world will be competing to earn their payday and prove they're the best of the best. We're also very excited to announce that Africa will be joining the World Championship for the first time.
Africa is here and ready to compete on the global stage. The Carry1st Africa Cup is back, this time as the official African qualifier for the Call of Duty Mobile World Championship 2025. Get ready.
To celebrate this region's qualifiers for the Carry1st Africa Cup 2025,
Hey everyone, and welcome back for the short little intermission between the intermissions. We're going to talk about the fact that you guys need to get involved with the giveaway. But we have an answer for you as to who the MVP was. So, if you guys are wondering, there you go. Predict and win. Who do you think the MVP was for the first game? Who do you think first? Let's hear from you, Carl.
I wouldn't. Let me think. I think it was Trout. I think.
No.
I thought you didn't check that gameplay. Yeah, I can't lie to them, man. I think it was Trout, guys. But that's quite weird, man.
No, that's crazy. I need my Uno reverse card here. It's because it's you bringing in us the fantastic commentary, man. I'm just here to fill the spaces. You're the man bringing the magic. That's all I'm saying. Either way, we do have an answer for you guys, but like I said, this is for the 5,000 hot points. So if you got that correct, please make sure that you tweet about it and make sure that you continue to tweet about it because we're going to have more questions to come. But if production can confirm, am I allowed to tell them the correct answer? Okay. Oh, you see, that was... Okay, so there is still time for you to get involved and make sure that you do get involved. Tweet under the official tweet there. Use the hashtags. Make sure you enter 5,000 CP. Guys, that's not a small amount. But if you feel like that is a small amount, remember, you can get a lot more from the Carry1st shop because it's 20% off if you're from Morocco and Egypt. So go ahead and get that done. There you go. You can see it there. Comment. Use the hashtags. Who do you think the MVP was?
Yeah, man. That's a lot of city, man. Personally, I could buy, let's see, the VMP with that one. Some might give me as well, buy another AK-117. Maybe someone else that give me buy another one. That's a lot of money, guys. You guys, make sure you are predicting on the Twitter there. Use the hashtags Carry1st Africa Cup and Carry1st Cup 2025. But it's on our screen.
We're showing them.
We're showing them, man. It's there.
Well, there you go. There you go. I mean, I wanted to say that because he was just like an absolute force to be reckoned with. 58 kills, 29 deaths, a 2 KD. 2 KD in winners bracket final feels ludicrous to me. Like, that is insane. But I mean, that comes off the back of him hitting those crazy triples, using his specialist correctly. I mean, it's well deserved in my opinion.
I can't even deny that one, man. The man was absolutely just snowballing throughout that game, The war mission precisely was something, every time he brought that thing out, 4 kills, 3 kills, 4 kills. He never had less than that. So that was a very vital part as well. 29 deaths, 58 freaking kills, 2.0 KD, and 21 assists as well. The man was definitely the MVP deserving there. And Instinct, but again, Instinct was they had a full team of killer players. Every single person was doing the correct job there, but you're just a little bit extra and was able to collect that MVP. So if you did get that correctly, you might have just won 5,000 TV risky. So make sure to tweet about it and call out the Carry1st team there.
Okay, sorry, bit of a miscommunication there. The 5,000 card points is going to be for the final MVP. The MVP for the previous match is EO. That's correct. If you did guess that. I think the giveaway is 880 COD points, but let it be known for the finals, you got to put in your predictions now down below. You could go ahead and get that involved. Who's going to be the MVP for the grand finals, which is going to be the game after this one, where Instinct is already waiting in the wings, getting ready to see who wins between Miners and Legacy. But going back to what you said, he is just well deserved. And I mean, it's very likely that he could be the MVP for the next game as well, if we're being honest, when he comes around. But it's a team sport. These guys are doing so well. Either way, I think other than that, we were just waiting for one of the teams to get in. So get involved now. Go ahead and tweet under the official tweet, and we'll be back with you guys as soon as we get into the next match. We'll give you the maps and everything like that. So don't go anywhere. Go get yourself a drink. We'll be right back after this.
The wait is over, and the stage is set. The Carry1st Africa Cup returns, and this time it's bigger than ever. With a $15,000 prize pool and a chance to represent Africa at the Call of Duty Mobile World Championship 2025. This is where Africa's elite mobile talent rises. This year, we've expanded our reach. More teams, more action, more glory. Ready to step in? Registration opens May 3rd. Head to cup.carry1st.com and lock in your squad. From May to July, teams will compete in qualifiers across 7 official regions, and for the first time ever, there will be a wildcard slot. Here are the qualifying regions: Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa, North Africa, Kenya, Uganda, and West Africa. Not in one of those? The wildcard slot is for you. Open to team over and the stage is set. The Carry1st Africa Cup returns, and this time it's bigger than ever. With a $15,000 prize pool and a chance to represent Africa at the Call of Duty Mobile World Championship 2025. This is where Africa's elite mobile talent rises. This year, we've expanded our reach. More teams, more action, more glory. Ready to step in? Registration opens May 3rd. Head to cup.carry1st.com and lock in your squad. From May to July, teams will compete in qualifiers across 7 official regions, and for the first time ever, there will be a wildcard slot. Here are the qualifying regions: Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa, North Africa, Kenya, Uganda, and West Africa. Not in one of those? The wildcard slot is for you. Open to teams.
How could we bring people together around a moment? And a defining moment for the continent, a defining moment for the game. Are you guys ready?
It definitely plays with your emotions.
Yeah, I think people don't realize how many close calls happened.
arriving again.
I will cut down any who stand between my daughter and I. There is no escape. Take her far from here, to a new life.
The Carry1st African Cup for Call of Duty Mobile is back, and this time it's officially a qualifier for the 2025 CODM World Championship.
Share with me your excitement when you heard something like this.
The day I saw the news, I was on the Slack channel, with our partners, and I just saw call them champs for Africa with a question mark. I screamed. Like I literally screamed. That kind of news where you can't tell anyone and you're shocked.
But you want to share it with somebody.
But you want to, but you can't,
For the first time ever, Africa won't need an invite. They'll learn it. On skill, on strategy, and on sheer will. $15,000 prize pool for the African qualifiers. Winners advance to compete for $1 million on the world stage.
$15,000 on the line.
Being in Africa, we've always been on the outside looking in. Years go by, so much time, effort, and passion into this game, waiting and wondering, is this finally the year?
Prize pool of $1 million. Regions from all over the world will be competing to earn their payday and prove they're the best of the best. We're also very excited to announce that Africa will be joining the World Championship for the first time.
Africa is here and ready to compete on the global stage. The Carry1st Africa Cup is back, this time.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Carry1st Africa Cup 2025 North African Regional Finals for the qualification of the World Championship Call of Duty Mobile. Jeez, what a mouthful that is. This is just an intermission of an intermission. My name is Trout. I'm joined by the one and only Carl, and I'm here to clear up some information for you because I made a mistake, and I apologize. I gave you wrong information, and the correct information is you need to get involved with the tweet and your predictions to predict and win, but in order to do that, you have to get two things right. It is a double-barreled question. So if Carl could walk us through what they are, that would be ideal. And then I can't mess it up. And then Carl will get it 100% correct because he always gets everything right, unlike me.
Nah, that's cut. But again, big shout out to Trout there. So the questions are, you need to predict who's going to win the whole thing for the grand finals, and of course, who is going to be the MVP of the final matchup. So if you get those two things correctly, you stand a chance to win 5,000 CP, so you don't have to sell your kidneys like Carl, and you can just use that CP to go and buy yourself the beautiful skins on the Carry1st shop. But again, that's it, guys. That's it.
It's nice and simple. I just overcomplicated it, as you do. But if you are still a bit apprehensive and you need those card points right now, remember, it's 20% off for Morocco and Egypt during this broadcast. So go ahead and use that. And they have fantastic deals right now because obviously there are some new things to get involved with, specifically the new VMP variant and AK117. Both of them are looking absolutely tantalizing. So go ahead, capitalize off the 20% off on their site. So get involved as best you can. And we do have a bit of an update for the next game, which is going to be Miners versus F1 Legacy. We will be back and bringing you gameplay between 20 past and half past. So, like I said, I know you guys have had a lot of drinks, but make sure you go ahead, get yourself another one. The kind that isn't liquid courage, the kind that hydrates you. Remember, this is a good time, and we're going to try and bring you as best entertainment we can. So you got to be audible when we are playing, or when we're casting at least. So yeah, everybody, we'll see you guys in a quick minute for the next game, which is going to be Miners versus F1 Legacy. Like I said, till then, get yourself another drink.
The Carry1st African Cup for Call of Duty Mobile is back, and this time it's officially a qualifier for the 2025 CODM World Championship.
Share with me your excitement when you heard something like this.
The day I saw the news, I was on the Slack channel, with our partners, and I just saw call them champs for Africa with a question mark. I screamed. Like I literally screamed. That kind of news where you can't tell anyone and you're shocked
but you want to share it with somebody.
But you want to, but you can't,
For the first time ever, Africa won't need an invite. They'll learn it. On skill, on strategy, and on sheer will. $15,000 prize pool for the African qualifiers. Winners advance to compete for $1 million on the world stage.
$15,000 on that.
Carry1st African Cup for Call of Duty Mobile is back, and this time it's officially a qualifier for the 2025 CODM World Championship.
Share with me your excitement when you heard something like this.
The day I saw the news, I was on the Slack channel, with our partners, and I just saw call them champs for Africa with a question mark. I screamed. Like I literally screamed. That kind of news where you can't tell anyone and you're shocked.
But you want to share it with somebody.
But you want to, but you can't,
For the first time ever, Africa won't need an invite. They'll learn it. On skill, on strategy, and on sheer will. $15,000 prize pool for the African qualifiers. Winners advance to compete for $1 million on the world stage.
$15,000 on the line. Put yourself in the player's shoes right now. How do you think they are feeling about that $15,000 prize? But not just that, a chance to also qualify for the World Championships.
If you tell me, hey, pick one, either you get this $15,000 or you go to World Champs.
Yeah. You're picking the other.
Money is a lot, but I know there are players that would certainly want to, get that ticket to go to the World Champs. As a player, I would definitely do everything within my power to make sure. See, that's tickets. I must get that.
This year, legends will rise. From the streets of Accra to Lagos, Nigeria, from Cape Town to Casablanca, the road to the World Championship runs through Africa.
If you told some people that we're going to be here 2-3 years ago, they wouldn't have believed, right? But we're doing it. So one thing I just want to keep hoping we get is the support of the community, right? Let's always establish that forum where we can sit, we can talk, we can understand what's going on, and we can build for this community just the same way the community is building and rooting for us. That's the most important thing. Like I always say whenever I'm on the spot, is always carry first. Always
carry first.
So that's it.
are we playing? Yeah. Let's play.
Like, how could we bring people together around a moment? And a defining moment for the continent, a defining moment for the game. Are you guys ready?
It definitely plays with your emotions.
Yeah, I think people don't realize how many close calls happened.
To celebrate this region's qualifiers for the Carry1st Africa Cup 2025, all COD Mobile players residing in this region can enjoy 20% off all COD points bundles on the Carry1st shop. If you've never used the Carry1st shop before, now's your chance to try out for the first time using the promo code CODM90 to get 90% off ADCP. Visit shop.carry1st.com to claim this offer.
The Carry1st African Cup for Call of Duty Mobile is back, and this time it's officially a qualifier for the 2025 CODM World Championship.
Share with me your excitement when you heard something like this.
The day I saw the news, I was on the Slack channel, with our partners, and I just saw call them champs for Africa with a question mark. I screamed. Like I literally screamed. That kind of news where you can't tell anyone and you're shocked
but you want to share it with somebody.
But you want to, but you can't,
For the first time ever, Africa won't need an invite. They'll learn it. On skill, on strategy, and on sheer will. $15,000 prize pool for the African qualifiers. Winners advance to compete for $1 million on the world stage.
$15,000 on the line. Put yourself in the player's shoes right now. How do you think they are feeling about that $15,000 prize? But not just that, a chance to also qualify for the World Championships.
If you tell me, hey, pick one, either you get this $15,000 or you go to World Champs.
Yeah. You're picking the other.
Money is a lot, but I know there are players that would certainly want to, get that ticket to go to the World Champs. As a player, I would definitely do everything within my power to make sure. See, that ticket, I must get that.
This year, legends will rise. From the streets of Accra to Lagos, Nigeria, from Cape Town to Casablanca, the road to the World Championship runs through Africa.
If you told some people that we're going to be here 2-3 years ago, they wouldn't have believed, right? But we're doing it. So one thing I just want to keep hoping we get is the support of the community, right? Let's always establish our forum where we can sit, we can talk, we can understand what's going on, and we can build for this community just the same way the community is building and rooting for us. That's the most important thing. Like I always say whenever I'm on the spot, is always carry first. Always carry first. That's it.
Hello everyone and welcome back once again to the Carry1st Africa Cup North Africa Regional Finals for the Call of Duty World Championship Mobile Qualifiers. I got it right that time, didn't even have to look at the paper. My name is Trout, this is Carl, and we have the maps for the next match up for grabs here, which should be starting in the next 5 minutes or so. Talk us through them. We're gonna see the quick graphic and then we'll have a quick chat.
Yeah, that's it. So Hacienda the hard point, Tunisia Snatch and Destroy, take up control, Summit hard point again, and I'm sure Coastal Control, SNG rather, to round things up here. And hopefully, man, we did get to a map 5. The first time out, we did see only 3 maps in 8 best of 5. So hopefully this time we do go and see all 5 maps. But again, Hacienda the hard points where we are kicking things off. This is the classic map for hard points. It's one of those. As Abu Dhabi always says, bread and butter maps, we call them, It's one of those maps where you love to cast and you love to play if you're a player. So it's really going to set the tone for how the rest of the maps are going to be played. Legacy now, coming from that 3-0, destruction, if I do say so myself, going into this map 1, they have a lot to actually prove against minors. And again, minors, like the name implies, they also have a lot to prove for themselves here. So what do you think about this one? What do you think?
Look, I agree with you 100% that it is going to Hacienda. First map is bread and butter, right? You can't go wrong with a tried and true map. But yeah, I think it's important that we talk about how miners got to where they are right now. Remember, it was the side of instinct, not instinct. I keep on getting it wrong. Insanity, instinct, insanity. You know, it's close. That got DQ'd because they were account sharing, and now miners is here as a result. So I mean, are they going to match up against Legacy, seeing as though Legacy just got pummeled? Maybe their headspace is in the wrong space, but I don't know. I think that if Legacy plays half as good as Instinct plays, they've got a good shot at 3-0ing here. But again, I haven't seen miners play, so I'm not sure how their gameplay is looking. But yeah, I think it's going to be a good one. Hacienda, great start. Couldn't ask for a better map in my opinion. But having said that, guys, if you haven't already heard, there is going to be the Ghana Grand Finals next weekend. And unlike this one, where we're sitting here and having this good time and playing from our bedrooms, that one's going to be in person. So it's going to be at a LAN. And I said before, and I'll say it again until I'm blue in the face, if you haven't been to a LAN, please make the effort. If you're in Ghana or if you're in the area, anywhere near Accra, you got to try and make that trek. It is truly an unbeaten scenario or atmosphere. It's just the best of the best of the best of the best. Have you been to any LANs? Have you had the pleasure of going to any LANs, Carl?
Yeah, I think I've been to quite a couple of them. A lot of them actually. Let's say 4 to 5 during my time as a caster. And I cannot lie. Everything Charles just did is absolutely true. It's absolutely electrifying if you're a player there, a caster, a viewer, a fan. The atmosphere where you get to meet other gamers like yourself, you know, gamers, these professional gamers, those that play for fun, those that just love to watch the streams and so on. You know, you get to net up with a lot of people, and I promise you guys, it's a thing you don't want to miss. You have to be to at least one LAN during the course of your life. I'm not joking. You need to be at least one LAN. So if you're in Ghana, even if you're in Africa, you can travel all the way to Ghana. Preferably, I will be walking down. I already have a bicycle. I just bought one. If I can't use that, I might walk down to Ghana tomorrow. You know, just be there for that LAN. So, guys, you do not want to miss that LAN.
100%. That sounds great. The long road to Ghana, you say, to go and have a good look at the LAN, which, like I said, guys, you got to get involved with that. And of course, if you haven't already, get your predictions in for the first question for 5,000 COD points underneath the official tweet, which is which is the team, not who's the team, which is the team that is going to win the entire event, and who is the MVP of the finals match. Remember, you have to get them both correct, and you got to tweet them underneath the official tweet and use the hashtags, and you could be walking away with a good old 5,000 CP. But again, if that is not enough, 20% off currently on the Carry1st store celebrating this North Africa Regional Finals, so you can go ahead and get yourself some more CPs to buy all of the cool things on this game that has skins that I feel like are unmatched. I mean, I can't remember exactly which one it is, but I think it's in one of the LMGs where the inspect it's literally a World War II battlefield and you can like watch the people fighting.
Yeah, the MG42, yes.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like that's where it's at, right? Like, so go ahead, utilize the 20% off as best you can. I'm just going to quickly have a chat here with production to see what the holdup is. I know we've just come off of a break, and I am truly sorry to do this, but such is life when it comes to live productions. But as soon as we know anything about the production, we'll be back. We'll be back right after this, guys. So don't go anywhere. I promise it's coming soon.
I will cut down any who stand between my daughter and I. There is no escape. If I die, take her far from here to a new life.
Come on, are we playing? Yeah. Let's play.
I heard about Carry1st hosting this event, and I was like, nah, I have to take part.
Winning means everything for us. We're not just here to represent NXG, but our country, South Africa. And this is the biggest tournament this continent's ever seen, so winning does mean everything to us.
In Nigeria, they'll say no grief for anybody. So
That's Call of Duty for you, I guess, and that's call.
I'm losing tournaments like this is
Being in Africa, we've always been on the outside looking in. Years go by, so much time, effort, and passion into this game, waiting and wondering, is this finally the year?
Prize pool of $1 million. Regions from all over the world will be competing to earn their payday and prove they're the best of the best. We're also very excited to announce that Africa will be joining the World Championship for the first time.
Africa is here and ready to compete on the global stage. The Carry1st Africa Cup is back, this time as the official African qualifier for the Call of Duty Mobile World Championship 2025. Get ready. Being in Africa, we've always been on the outside looking in. Years go by, so much time, effort, and passion into this game, waiting and wondering, is this finally the year?
Prize pool of $1 million. Regions from all over the world will be competing to earn their payday and prove they're the best of the best. We're also very excited to announce that Africa will be joining the World Championship for the first time.
Africa is here and ready to compete on the global stage. The Carry1st Africa Cup is back, this time as the official African qualifier for the Call of Duty Mobile World Championship 2025. Get ready.
I heard about Carry1st hosting this event, and I was like, nah, I have to take part.
Winning means everything for us. We're not just here to represent NXG, but our country, South Africa. And this is the biggest tournament this continent's ever seen, so winning does mean everything to us.
in Nigeria, they'll say no grief for anybody. So
That's Call of Duty for you, I guess, and that's call.
I'm losing tournaments like this it can be very, very emotional. You have to like have strong real force and everything just to know like break down or anything, because if you want to start thinking about the hours put into it, like the whole stress, everything just to come and lose is crazy.
We can't really see who's the best until we see it at the final.
Our team is the stronger.
That draw kind of lost everyone. Vortex gun coming into play from life to clean house.
Personally, we feel like we have the best gun skills in the game, and our playstyle is, very unique.
We want to settle the jollof wars. Which jollof is better, Nigerian or the Ghanaians? Whoever always gets the jollof bragging rights.
I heard about Carry1st hosting this event, and I was like, nah, I have to take part.
Winning means everything for us. We're not just here to represent NXT, but our country, South Africa. And this is the biggest tournament this continent has ever seen, so winning does mean everything to us.
In Nigeria, they'll say no grief for anybody. So
That's Call of Duty for you, I guess, and let's call.
Losing tournaments like this it can be very, very emotional. You have to like have strong real force and everything just to know like break down or anything, because if you want to start thinking about the hours put into it, like the whole stress, everything just to come and lose is crazy.
We can't really see who's the best until we say at the final.
Our team is the stronger.
That draw kind of lost everyone. Vortex Clan coming into play from life to clean house.
Personally, we feel like we have the best gun skills in the game, and our playstyle is, very unique.
We want to settle the jollof wars. Which jollof is better, Nigerian or the Ghanaian? So whoever always gets the jollof bragging rights.
I heard about Carry1st hosting this event, and I was like, nah, I have to take part.
Winning means everything for us. We're not just here to represent NXT, but our country, South Africa. And this is the biggest tournament this continent has ever seen, so winning does mean everything to us.
in Nigeria, they'll say no grief for anybody. So
That's Call of Duty for you, I guess, and let's call.
Losing tournaments like this it can be very, very emotional. You have to like have strong real force and everything just to know like break down or anything, because if you want to start thinking about the hours put into it, like the whole stress, everything just to come and lose is crazy.
We can't really see who's the best until we say at the final.
Our team is the stronger.
That draw kind of lost everyone. Vortex Clan coming into play from life to clean house.
Personally, we feel like we have the best gun skills in the game, and our playstyle is, very unique.
We want to settle the jollof wars. Which jollof is better, Nigerian or the Ghanaian? So whoever always gets the jollof bragging rights.
Come on, are we playing? Yeah. Let's play.
Being in Africa, we've always been on the outside looking in. Years go by, so much time, effort, and passion into this game, waiting and wondering, is this finally the year?
Prize pool of $1 million. Regions from all over the world will be competing to earn their payday and prove they're the best of the best. We're also very excited to announce that Africa will be joining the World Championship for the first time.
Africa is here and ready to compete on the global stage. The Carry1st Africa Cup is back, this time as the official African qualifier for the Call of Duty Mobile World Championship 2025. Get ready.
To celebrate this region's qualifiers for the Carry1st Africa Cup 2025, all COD mobile players residing in this region can enjoy 20% off all COD points bundles on the Carry1st shop. If you've never used the Carry1st shop before, now's your chance to try out for the first time using the promo code CODM90 to get 90% off ADCP. Visit shop.carry1st.com to claim this offer.
Hello everyone and welcome back again. My name is Trot, this is Carl. We have sad news. You want to tell them what the sad news is, Carl? I mean, it is what it is, but we move.
I mean, I hate to be the bearer of sad news here, chap. It is what it is, guys. FT are going to be forfeited due to a no-show. I've got no idea what happened. They went from playing a very tough game against Instinct there in game 1, and then to not showing up for their own game 2. So unfortunately, guys, we are going to be heading all the way to the grand finals, which is going to be between Miners and Instinct. And
yeah, so it's a tough set of circumstances. Getting beaten so badly that you saw me leave the tournament it's just one of those things. Either way, it's the way of the road, as they say. But in the interim, guys, bear in mind that we still have a giveaway going. So go ahead and tweet on the official giveaway tweet who you think is going to win the entire event and who the MVP is going to be. You have to get both right. Use the hashtags, and you can win yourself 5,000 COD points or CP. So, yeah, I know you guys don't want to be hearing this, but remember, there is still a 20% off on all of the COD points and on the Carry1st store as a whole. So get involved now, as celebration is still going on for the North African finals here. We're going to have probably another long break. Not much we could do about that, but they need to do the map picks and everything for the grand finals. Any final words? What do you think going into the finals with these two teams before we cut to our next break, Carl?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be the bad guy here, but, I'm just saying, if FT, who actually qualified for the finals, the upper bracket finals, they could get beaten like that 3-0 in quite a devastating fashion. I'm just wondering what Miners are going to do. I know I'm not saying they're going to get beaten like that. I'm not saying that. Maybe Miners might actually going to win the whole thing. But man, if we're looking at the facts here and how the build up to the table, mind you, Miners did not even qualify. They just due to a DQ for instability, that's how they got here. So at the end of the day, man, it's still going to be a major problem for them because Instincts they've been absolutely untouchable up until this point. They haven't dropped a single map, not a single map, guys. So.
It felt like not even a single round in S&D, if we're being honest. They're so dominant. Yeah, no, it's obviously a very, so far, looking like a one-sided competition, but we don't know as of right now. So don't forget, guys, get involved with the giveaway. Win yourself 5K CP. Use the 20% off. Last time we're going to be calling for a break, I am sure. But until then, we're going to get the maps and everything together. Go get yourself a snack. Hopefully, very soon, we will have the grand finals, which is going to be Miners versus Instinct. Till then, see you after this.
Being in Africa, we've always been on the outside looking in. Years go by, so much time, effort, and passion into this game, waiting and wondering, is this finally the year?
Prize pool of $1 million. Regions from all over the world will be competing to earn their payday and prove they're the best of the best. We're also very excited to announce that Africa will be joining the World Championship for the first time.
Africa is here and ready to compete on the global stage. The Carry1st Africa Cup is back, this time as the official African qualifier for the Call of Duty Mobile World Championship 2025. Get ready.
heard about Carry1st hosting this event, and I was like, nah, I have to take part.
Winning means everything for us. We're not just here to represent NXG, but our country, South Africa. And this is the biggest tournament this continent has ever seen, so winning does mean everything to us.
In Nigeria, they'll say no grief for anybody. So
That's Call of Duty for you, I guess, and that's calm.
Losing tournaments like this it can be very, very emotional. You have to like have strong real force and everything just to know like break down or anything, because if you want to start thinking about the hours put into it, like the whole stress, everything just to come and lose is crazy.
We can't really see who's the best until we say at the final.
Our team is the stronger.
That draw kind of lost everyone. Vortex gun coming into play from life to clean house.
Personally, we feel like we have the best gun skills in the game, and our playstyle is, very unique.
We want to settle the jollof wars. Which jollof is better, Nigerian or the Ghanaians? Whoever wins gets the jollof bragging rights.
Being in Africa, we've always been on the outside looking in. Years go by, so much time, effort, and passion into this game, waiting and wondering, is this finally the year?
Prize pool of $1 million. Regions from all over the world will be competing to earn their payday and prove they're the best of the best. We're also very excited to announce that Africa will be joining the World Championship for the first time.
Africa is here and ready to compete on the global stage. The Carry1st Africa Cup is back, this time as the official African qualifier for the Call of Duty Mobile World Championship 2025. Get ready.
I will cut down any who stand between my daughter and I. There is no escape. If I die, take her far from here to a new life.
Come on, are we playing? Yeah. Let's play.
Carry1st African Cup for Call of Duty Mobile is back, and this time it's officially a qualifier for the 2025 CODM World Championship.
Share with me your excitement when you heard something like this.
The day I saw the news, I was on the Slack channel, with our partners, and I just call them champs for Africa with a question mark. I screamed. Like I literally screamed. That kind of news where you can't tell anyone and you're shocked
but you want to share it with somebody.
But you want to, but you can't,
For the first time ever, Africa won't need an invite. They'll earn it. On skill, on strategy, and on sheer will. $15,000 prize pool for the African qualifiers. Winners advance to compete for $1 million on the world stage.
$15,000 on the line. Put yourself in the player's shoes right now. How do you think they are feeling about that $15,000 prize? But not just that, a chance to also qualify for the World Championships.
If you tell me, hey, pick one, either you get this $15,000 or you go to World Champs.
Yeah. You're picking the other.
Money is a lot, but I know there are players that would certainly want to, get that ticket to go to the World Champs. As a player, I would definitely do everything within my power to make sure. See, that ticket, I must get that.
This year, legends will rise. From the streets of Accra to Lagos, Nigeria, from Cape Town to Casablanca, the road to the World Championship runs through Africa.
If you told some people that we're going to be here 2-3 years ago, they wouldn't have believed, right? But we're doing it. So one thing I just want to keep hoping we get is the support of the community, right? Let's always establish that forum where we can sit, we can talk, we can understand what's going on, and we can build for this community just the same way the community is building and rooting for us. That's the most important thing. Like I always say whenever I'm on the spot, is always carry first. Always carry first. So that's it.
To celebrate this region's qualifiers for the Carry1st Africa Cup 2025, all COD mobile players residing in this region can enjoy 20% off all COD points bundles on the Carry1st shop. If you've never used the Carry1st shop before, now's your chance to try out for the first time using the promo code CODM90 to get 90% off ADCP. Visit shop.carry1st.com to claim this offer.
Like, how could we bring people together around a moment? And a defining moment for the continent, a defining moment for the game. Are you guys ready? It definitely, plays with your emotions.
Yeah, I think people don't realize how many close calls happened.
Where I even can.
Hello everyone and welcome back for potentially the last time this evening. My name is Trout, this is Cal, and we are bringing you the Carry1st Africa Cup 2025 North Africa Regional Finals for the Call of Duty Mobile World Championship Qualifier. There we go, I got it out again. How are we feeling? We have our maps, we have our modes, we have our teams potentially in the lobby. Cal, it's been a long time, but we are certainly ready now for this next.
Yeah, I mean, it's been forever. I told my hair started to get green there, but it's still black, so I'm lucky there. But again, now we're about to start things off again. The grand finals, where everything is about to go down. But don't forget, guys, get your predictions down on Twitter, X, whatever you guys call it now. I think X, yeah. Get your predictions down there for the chance to get 5,000 CP. Who is going to win the whole grand finals and who is going to be the MVP for the match? And 5,000 CP. Don't forget to use hashtags, hashtag Carry1st Cup and hashtag Carry1st Africa Cup and hashtag Carry1st Cup 2025 to get a chance to win that 5,000 CP. But now for the maps and the modes, again, the best of 7 brought the map advantage of the lead taken by Instinct, man.
100%, because they were the winners bracket winners, and they obviously do get the higher seed advantage, and that in this case it is an advantage. So they have already taken map 1, so it's currently 1-0 to Instinct, if you're wondering how that works. Either way, starting things off, Hacienda. At least we get to see Hacienda, right? I mean, we were talking about the fact that we were so excited for the previous game. It's staying true, tried and tested. Yeah, and we're going straight into it on this grand finals, which is going to be Miners versus Instinct. And yeah, look, whenever we play Hacienda specifically, I like to think about how important the rotations are, specifically between P2 and P3. If you could chain those two heals together, 9 times out of 10, you're going to win the map, because it's just like money hill after money hill after, I don't know. Do you think we're going to see something from Miners? Because we haven't seen them play yet. Obviously, they got you due to a DQ. Twice? That's crazy. That's actually crazy. They are in the grand finals off the back of 2 DQs. I mean, man, it's written in the stars. Will we see another DQ tonight, chat, is the question.
I mean, you know, the thing about this, but I personally know the thing about DQs. I have got into an event before. I think the semi-finals. We had DQs 6 back-to-back matches in our favor, and we got to the semi-finals. Then we absolutely got destroyed. So you know, that's it. You know, you never know when your luck is going to run out. So if you're minors right now, you've had 2 lucky DQ wins, and hopefully, you know, this is the grand final. This is the instinct. This is a team where you know they haven't dropped a single map, and I know if you're looking at the stat board here, you most likely cannot win them. So you might be wanting to pray to the DQ gods. This is just one last time. One final time. Come clean.
You're going to throw your prediction in the chat there about hoping whether or not you're going to get a DQ. Either way, we do actually, what sounds like the production has just let us know that this shouldn't be a DQ. But either way, don't forget, everybody, that we are playing. I say we, like we are the ones with our phones in our hands. Players are playing for a sum total of $15,000 and a ticket to the Grand Championships, World Championships of Call of Duty Mobile. Man, I spoke about how many chicken nuggets that is. What would you spend $15,000 on if you had the chance? Like, on no strings attached, if you could, what would you buy?
If I'm going to be quite frankly with you, I would upgrade myself to the maximum I could. And of course, I'd buy myself a lot of rice. Actually, I love rice. A lot of rice. My whole kitchen would be rice right now. So.
Yeah, it's just the rice sauce. Yeah, Carl the rice sauce. Yeah, yeah, fair enough. I mean, to be honest with you, I would use that $15,000 on the Carry1st site because they've got 20% off right now, as they have a promotion running. Don't forget it. But either way, no, I'm joking. I would use some of it for that for sure. I mean, the skins of this game are absolutely phenomenal. But I think I'd travel, man. I want to go see the world, you know, before we have COVID 3. We've had COVID 2. It's coming back. I believe. No, I'm joking. Either way, guys, we should be getting into this very, very soon. What are your predictions like? Oh, yes, before we forget. Registrations, guys. If you're in South Africa, the region, go ahead, get involved. Register right now. It's been extended by a week. Closes on the 26th of June. And a little bit of insider knowledge. That ends in the land too, so you better be getting involved. Either way, what are your predictions going into the next map?
If I'm going to be fair, we saw hard playing before for East thing now, and we saw the hard playing against Legacy there. It wasn't close on the 100th Legacy, so you know, I'm saying easy win there, easy dub when I see in the for East thing. But again, minors are yet to prove me wrong, and I can't lie. I want to see them go and prove me wrong. So again, that's what I think, man. East thing clear win. What do you think?
Oh man, we're about to find out. Thank everyone that you can in the kitchen sink, if you will. Definitely not my dad because he left. But we are here going into Hacienda. Oh man, finally we get to see a good map and we get to see 2 teams battle it out for the grand finals here. And let's see. Obviously, it's going to be minors in blue, instinct in orange or yellow. I might be colorblind, but either way, we'll have to just wait and see how this plays out. Starting us off here, strong. All players in the lobby. Walk us through the first breakdown here, Carl. I'm so excited for this one.
Yeah, we are going to start things off at P1. It's open fountain where anything can happen. Anybody can get control of that P1. But again, it's going to be instant getting there first. The 5-point mark already locked in, and they are not wasting any time, are they? You know, if I was instinct a bar statement here on P1, would do a full 60. You know, that would be quite something to make the minors players start shaking on their butts here. But hopefully, minors are able to get a little bit of contest in there. Now, finally, they do, but the mantra quickly backs it up, and they are going to wipe this players down. 22 against 1. It's all yellow on that kill. Then minors struggling to find value on P1.
The only saving grace I can give to the side of minors is the fact that they have spawns for P2. But having said that, it looks like they've just been flipped out. So there goes the silver lining. Storm clouds are brewing. And right now going for the absolute kill is going to be Device. I thought he was going to find a third of the back of that. But 3 players from the side of Instinct will fall. So that's actually pretty good now for the side of minors if they can chain this into the back spawns here. Having said that, they are going to all fall themselves. Scrap time going nowhere other than to the side of Instinct. P2 about to pop. No surprises here. It is definitely the side of Instinct setup, and you can see Charisma already pushed up looking for a couple of these rotational kills. He's going to find the first. He's blind firing. He finds the second. Looking for the third. Can't quite find it that way. Either way, 50 points and counting to the side of Instinct. P2 already looking like a solid start here.
Man, P2 so far, Instinct do have the better spawn again. Now, Minor here, I think, trying to find a way to break that one. Finds one value there, doesn't get too much does there, so helps him. So now maybe a break might happen. But again, the hardcore time still not close. Extinct, 67 points to the captain. See that smoke, they are going to find value. Device finds that kill. Charisma finds a double. Tempest now in hand. The suicide for Device there, boy. Yo, with the war machine again. We have Synth Man with the war machine. He's an absolute nightmare. He's going to find a double. War machine still active for him. As Extinct now, triple for Yo, and this might just be a full 60 on 3-2 as not a single player of Minor able to get into that hill.
And bearing in mind, Minor had the spawns for the good second half of that, right? They get 2 seconds, 2 beans to add to their pot right now before we go to this rotation. Got to respect the good old bait and switch child there, but I mean, he's shooting at nothing at this point as we go towards the next hill here. They are 3-on-3 on the next point, so we could see a good even contest here. But as I say that, War Machine will reign true, and you got to throw everything you can at this Instinct side if you're trying to break it in. But of course, it's going to be Mantra coming in now with the Death Machine, raining fire across the map. But he'll get taken up by the Sparrow, so it looks like it's going to be a full-on total annihilation specialist battle on P3. But coming out on top with guns, not even specialists, is going to be the boys over at Instinct as the kill feed going orange once more, and into the point we go. 96-23 Instinct. Looking like they're toying with their food a little bit here, for being honest.
To be fair, Miners here, struggling to find any footing whatsoever that he can. But so far, it's not been there. Lucky they has it. Mantra Device, he was climbing that wall, he jumped down and still got the kill. The Device on the 11 kill mark, make that tour, finds one more. And now Miners are going to get that break, but only for its complete second as they are going to get shot down once again. Device is still going, it says, and finds that value. And the 100 point mark now, Fat Me Cross, P3, almost a full 60 there. Now they go to P4, Predator's going to get called out, finds the one value, and all the info is going to get given out where the other players of Miners are going to be.
Oh my goodness, I mean, Device now with that 2-piece where he turned and burned. That was generational trauma instilled in that player, right? You can't be losing gunfights like that. That is actually criminal. And you can see the confidence coming out from the side of Instinct. I mean, look at this! Triple! And just to rub some salt in the wound, he's going to make 4 go down with the help of Streaks. I mean, Bepex here, he is absolutely going on a tear. Nothing seeming to fall to the side of Instinct. I mean, what more can we say, right? Look at how they are holding close angles, getting doubles, getting triples. He's still going. He takes up the entire team once before being cut down. It looks like Instinct here absolutely having a good time. And I suppose the good old motto for the Miners here is going to be, we're here for a good time, not a long time, because right now, 26-166, not looking great for them.
Not at all, man. It is not looking beautiful. It's a beautiful map, but the gameplay right now for Miners is absolutely terrible for them because so far they can't really do anything. Value hasn't been found. Less than 30 points for them. As now we make our way back to a P1, an open fountain where this is really a spot you can't really hold it down if you're Miners because so far the gunfight skills have been very much apart in favor of Instinct here. But now we see the man one's gonna get a double there, maybe a triple pistol back in hand there, but he doesn't get the Vanny Charisma with the equalizer, gets a double. That hill, Brad there, wrong timing as Dozier is going to shut him down. But Instinct very well still have that P1 on lockdown. Minor trying to get the contest in, but they absolutely get shut down. Marwan comes in again, 16 kill mark, and finally they are going to get a little time. But I think I jinxed it. They are out again. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's like they got something. Surely they're going to get a break here. The contest is in, but you can see the side of Instinct. Oh, having said that, it looks like 2 of them will fall, and they will be able to get the scrap time here. So it's looking like they will get at the very least 50 points. As I say that, it's Caster's Curse Deluxe, as our subscription fee is clearly paid in full, as the score goes back in favor of Instinct here, looking for 200 points, but over towards P2 we go. And for a change, maybe this is what they need. It does look like Miners are in the back here keeping those spawns for the next kill.
They can hold it though, that's the thing. Can they hold the spawns down? Do you have that spawn? But now Riverside, you're able to get that. No, you're forced. Dozier can pass a double with clean work. Lamesh now with the War Machine, he's gonna fall, but they find the one value as well. Vebex now, Tempest clears the hill for them, and now Instinct, but no, Marwan's still holding it down for them, and finally Miners able to get above the 50-point mark. So finally, maybe this might be the start of something good for them. Now contest War Machine, you're trying to find value, breaking into that hard point time now, hasn't found any yet, and that's gonna be a new one for a player like Ayo. But 2, they do get that break, and the back and forth still comes to you, but Instinct finally get the clear. 200 20-point mark locked in. Minus get another contest again. Charisma with a double gun lead. Clear Star Hill and Instinct once again are just clearly better in the gunfight department.
I mean, they can't. It's so hard to give constructive criticism here to the side of Miners. It's because it doesn't feel like they're doing anything particularly wrong. They're rotating well. They're getting set up roughly okay, but they're just getting bullied. I mean, it's tough. It feels like these guys have got like $20 for their lunch, and Instinct is like, right, that's mine. Bring it in. Bring it in. It's no lunch for you. That's mine. And he literally just like snatched it out of your hand. 1 minute left here on the next hill. They have won the rotation, but if history is to repeat itself, and if past behavior is a good predictor of future behavior, look at the side of Instinct. Really fighting for the spawns here. They win the spawns. Now they're just going to simply waltz Matilda their way onto the point, break it as best they can. They do exactly that. I mean, just feels like deja vu here. Broken record. Onto the point we go. Instinct looking pretty much undefeated here. 222. Only 28 seconds needed. And they are continuing their tear. Getting the kills. 25 to win. And they can do it on this hill. Do you think they're going to do it?
No, I think they can. The time is still there. Now, Charisma with the equalizer as well to shot players down in blue. They come towards the man there. 501 value gets a double easy, double full Charisma as usual. 236 now. Boys in blue for that contest. SMG finds the kill. Still, so no way through. You're not getting there. Miners, if you're them, this is it. Now or never. You've got to break that hill. Try to get another lifeline. Go to another hill. Maybe that B4 might be when they start something. The time are almost done. Now contest 249. And Instinct are going to win hard points as they go ahead 2-0 in the series here.
Oh man, 100-point club is a tough start to the grand finals, but hey, maybe this is the reset they need going into S&D. Maybe they've got something hiding that we don't know. But help me here. We got to find something positive to say about them, because it can't just be this bad. I mean, this is crazy. But if we're being honest, S&D is where the side of Instinct looked the scariest. I mean, they got 7-0. They beat the side of Legacy 7-0. I mean, looking at the score here, 38 for Charisma, right? 38 and 17. Quick, young 2.4 KD. And over a minute in heal. I mean, these guys are just having fun. What more can we do? 9 and 36. Whoa, who got 9 and 36? We need to talk about this. Someone needs to give he needs to find his fingers. Like, is he playing the same game?
You know, I love our production there, man. They knew you were about to yap the man so bad. They said no, not today, Charles. Not today, man. Not today, bro. We are taking you out of there, man. And they are going to go to that replay. But again, man, to be fair, Instinct is just clearly better. The gunfire scores mind you, if you look at that scoreboard again, every single player had above a 1 minute mark on the hard point time. That's a tip. That's how you play hard point. Though we know that a lot of times you do have roles where we have an OBJ player, a Slayer, an Anchor player. But for Instinct, what they do is, you know, everybody does the job. You know, I can be Slayer now, you can be Slayer later, you can be, you know, that's a beautiful thing about, you know, Instinct. Every single player is doing the job at the scene. I can be the Slayer for this match, or you can be the Slayer for the next match. It doesn't matter as long as we're making the dream work. And that's exactly what they're doing. Every single player getting the hard point time, everybody able to 1 minute mark there. So man, I'm just gonna say Miners, I don't think they have had a chance in hard point, to be fair, man.
Yeah. We spoke about how fundamentally the side of Instinct just plays so well. I like what you said there, that they don't have such strict roles. And I think that's what makes the difference between a good team and a great team. Because you've got to be able to roll with the punches, play when you can, take the advantage when you can. And the side of Instinct does that fantastically. Rotations, breaking, no one single chelling. And I think that's exactly what the side of Miners were doing wrong. They're obviously getting a bit flustered. And then they realize, damn, we need to get points here. They run at the entire team. And of course, the side of Instinct's not going to allow them to have one-on-one fights. Every single person's either got a quick trade or it's going to be a team challenge. So it's so tough. And then it's just the pressure just continues to mount as that lead grows. And then you feel more panicked if you're in the side of Miners. And you just continue to make these fundamental mistakes. And like what feels like a little mistake in actuality against a team that's playing very well is a massive mistake. Your single child will be bullying, or will be bullied, and that score will just continue to snowball. Like you said, it's just tough, right? But obviously, Hardpoint being the single most played game mode in all comp across the regions, so it makes sense that the side of Instinct is very, very well versed in it. But S&D, Coastal S&D, and I've seen some crazy things on Coastal, especially with the snipers, etc. here. But I don't know. I think they need to change something up, that being the side of Miners, because we know how deadly the side of Instinct can be in S&D, but it'll have to be good here. I don't know. Give me something.
I mean, we did see 7-0, if I'm not mistaken, and against Legacy there, 7-0, yeah? So, minus, if they want to even get a single round here, they have to absolutely work harder than Legacy did. And maybe if they can work harder, they can win SD. But yeah, I think that's me getting my hopes a little bit too high. You definitely can tell, though, Minus might be able to scoop something out of the miraculous, ordinary, you know. But so far, so good, guys. 5v5. The very first round out kicked in, and Minus, sniper in hand for them. They do have a sniper. Snipers have to be very important here. Now, first jump, they draw 3 first bloods and clean work, and that's going to be interesting. But Minus again, numbers 4v2, 4v1.
Man, I was going to say that was the perfect hold there from none other than the boys over at Instinct. I mean, like something as simple as not checking your corners in S&D. Surely, Captain Price is crying somewhere right now. I can feel it. He's like, check your corners. It's faster to swap to your secondary than to reload. And I saw both of those mistakes happen back to back there from the side of mine. It's like, come on, guys. We're gonna get locked in. Pull yourself towards yourself. You have made it this far. It's got to happen, right? And again, first blood drawn. Fantastic start there. So they do have the life count advantage. Will they be able to deny this? Well, I don't know. Charisma's here with the shotgun, and this is a scary thought.
The shotgun there. He's going to back down. Very wrong timing for Charisma. That's very wrong timing. And now the numbers are heavy for Miners. It's a 3v5. Numbers are in their favor. The bomb also in hand. So they can get that plant and they can now control how the game is played on this round too. So hopefully they can make that work. And again, 3v5. Bomb is going down now. These things now have to get. Oh my god, a flawless round.
Fantastic.
Trouts? Are we watching the same thing?
I mean, that was great. Minus, hello. They must have heard my cries, my pleas to lock in here. Somebody called the locksmith. You know, they were definitely locked out for a while, but they're here to play now. Fantastic, perfect round. First blood, converted the bomb plant, then got the kills to answer back. So already they have made the Titans bleed. Although it's one round, I mean, Rome wasn't built in a day. It started one brick at a time, and right now one round is a time. They're continuing to get their kills. First blood drawn once again for the side of Minus. Fantastic stuff.
The match there has been very vital for the gameplay so far. Divide finds one, Mantra finds one as well. So now numbers are back equal. 3v3, sniper in hand for Mantra. 1 kill mark. Trying to get more value for that one. Bomb has gone down, mind you. Miners now very fast line at B. And they're doing exactly what Instinct did the last time out. We saw them planted A and planted B. The last time was A and now it's going to be B. So, but last time was a flawless round. This time it's a 3v3. Numbers are tied up now. Apex there finds one more player. Sofian falls. Marwan falls that trade. Now it's a 2v2.
Oh, Device looking for the double. He knows the player is close by, going for the shots. He gets the kills, and it's going to be a quick defuse, 13 seconds. I mean, if the side of Miners played the clock a little bit better there, it could have been a very, very different scenario. But either way, fantastic stuff there for the retake from Instinct. But still, a good amount of life being shown here for Miners. It's like a different team altogether on this SD. They have better map control. They're getting their first blood. So maybe, just maybe, they can steal this game mode from the side of Instinct. But it's got to start again with getting a bit more confidence behind them. Because in that 2v2 situation there, it just looked like they were a little bit scared, but they can certainly bring it back. Like you said, either way, here we go. Flying into the point we go. Blind fires through the smoke, trying to hit something there. You know, even a blind person could catch a fish in a barrel. So right now, it's looking like that's going to happen. And it's going to be 3 quick kills for the side of Miners. Good start once again.
Man, look at that, man. It's a 5v2. They have numbers there really locked in. And now Device and Charisma trying to touch them all. Device gets a double. And numbers are going to get equal 4 in moments. Now Charisma. They clutch a 5v2, my days. What the hell? 3-1, round 5. Ow.
Oh, dear. The blunder. You know what they say, a polished turd is still a turd. And that's a tough one for them to lose, as they had everything and then some in that round. You cannot be giving up rounds like that. But nothing to take away from Charisma. That 2-piece at the end, fantastic stuff there. And the lead continues to increase. That is crazy.
I mean, I don't know what that was there. That was so fast. A 5v2 became a 1v0, and somehow Instinct still get that one done and dusted. Now round 5 here, Instinct. Do you have that lead now to close things off the match? First sniper, again, first blood confirmed, and it's going to be in the favor of Miners. And now Charisma here, I think he had those first steps. Yes, he did find one. He's going to get a double. Clean work for Charisma, and numbers again. This is a 2v2. Numbers are tied up here. Anybody's game still.
That is crazy. I mean, it's play after play. Charisma looking like to be the man to kill from the side of Instinct. He's just been that playmaker. Clutches up the 1v2, gets another double, still alive. Bomb yet to go down. But you can see they've really shaken Miners here. They really need to figure out where they're going to get that bomb down. And Yor with that shotgun in hand. Charisma picking up a sniper. Is there any weapon he can't use? Gets the kill. Now it's a 1v2. But it's a quick pick there. And I believe it was actually Charisma who finds 4 in the round.
Wow. Man. You know, the funny thing about S&D so far is I can't say, I think that brings us back to what you said before, yeah? You can't fault Miners, man. They are doing everything perfectly, you know? They've had good setups. They've had a lot of times when they got first blood first. They've had a lot of vital kills. Numbers have been close, but somehow, some way, they still keep losing rounds. I don't know how, but now, look at that again. Lamesh draws first blood again. It's a 4v5. They have numbers. They have a good setup there. Lamesh takes a double, 3v5, but somehow, I would not be surprised if they still lose this round.
Well, if history is to repeat itself, sure. And again, starts off with Vipex finding the first, challenging for the second. Man, his ego's bigger than mine. That's an insane. And Yor's there to catch a double himself. So now, all of a sudden, what was looking like a good start to the round is looking like a somewhat lackluster start. As it's the 3v3, bomb is yet to go down. Eventually, it's going to be Vipex who falls. So the life count now back in favor for the side of Miners. They have to get that bomb down. It feels now that they've gotten the kills, but now what? They're a little bit lost yet to get the bomb down. They have the map control, but still, now, eventually, after years, it feels like I've aged years in the time it took for them to get that bomb down. And now poised for the retake is Device and Neo.
Look at that mini map there. Device and Neo all the way back at B. So now they've got to circle back to A, and it's going to be quite the circle back because now Miners a lot of time without clock, still 30 seconds and counting down eventually. Now the boys in blue coming closer and close. Device finds a very fast kill. Sniper, long shot there. Takes on Marwan. Very vital kill. Now numbers are going to get equal, 2v2. So it's still anybody's game here. But again, time is going out. So Instinct, they need to make that push sooner or louder rather than later. But again, look at that, man. Sniper still there for Device. SMG might get that kill. See that smoke and he's seeing the man jump in. And yo, with the shotgun. What a... Oh, God.
Bro, it has to be the pressure, right? You can see these guys are, you know what they say, pressure makes diamonds. And if we're being honest, the side of Instinct absolutely shining right now. You cannot fault them in the 2v5 clutches. They've done it now twice, 2 rounds in a row. Like, what more can you do? It's just, these guys have got unmatched chemistry. Speaking about how they've been playing together so long, we spoke about it off stream, and it's really showing through here. When you have the confidence between 2 players to attack a site like that, one with a sniper, they get the kills. Now on attack, it looks like the aggression isn't going to stop. They're going to get the bomb down uncontested. And this is exactly where the side of Miners were faltering. They managed to get that first blood, but they don't really convert it much after that. Even though they have a good setup in theory, they just can't really keep it together. Whereas Instinct's looking fantastic here. Now they're going to play the clock, and they're not getting too aggressive. Just fantastic Call of Duty all round.
I mean, look at that. It's 5-1. Now, Dozier finds for one kill. That gets a double, easy double as usual. And numbers are going to be in their favor now. Let this swing. But Bomber has gone down for Instinct there. Device fights one. Device might get a double. Now, pistol comes and Device confirms a double. Numbers against Sway there. Dozier fights one. It's a 1v1. And no, they had to use it. No one to pick that man. Pistol, but Device confirms a triple. 6-1. Instinct here about to close S&D.
Man, 1 round away, and I mean, if you're listening closely there, you could hear, I believe the last person alive from the side of Miners, I heard his ankles break from being switched back like that on the bomb. You're going to try and make the repeat, but against Device, he's too locked right now. He gets the kills. And now, onto the potential final round we go, as these guys have got no plan on stopping anytime soon.
Final round, man. It's round 8 here. Instinct, do you have the numbers? Just one more round to close things off. Now, Smug throwing Device first kill. Dozier falls 5v4. Numbers are going to be in their favor. But plants again happening very fast. Mind you, Instinct always plant the bomb as fast as they possibly can. But Marwan, good angle there. Device forgetting to check corners again. And this time it's 4v4. Numbers tied up. And again, look at the cross smack. The US9 sniper in hand again. Might get one more there. SMG back in Marwan. 3v4 though. Numbers in hand for Miners. But can they clutch this one?
Well, they're going to have to, but you can see Charisma close range with that shotgun. He's not allowing anything to charge. He's going to get the kill. Yours actually there to pick up the kills, not the pills. Well, after this game, I feel Miner might need some pills to calm down, as they've just been 7-1. It was a good start there. It was a 1-1 start to the SD, and then they just couldn't get anything more. They just got completely demolished at every turn. I mean, what more is there to say? It's currently 3-0 to the side of Instinct, and glimmers of hope being shown by Miners, but not able to convert anything. It's just too clinical from the side of Instinct.
I mean, I am going to be pointing blank with you here, man. Like, I think it brings you back to what you always say about the Miners here. You can't really fault them, you know. The gameplay is smooth. The setups are really fantastic here. They get a lot of first bloods every single time. Like Max with the sniper was a very vital player all throughout that game. So you know, somehow Miners played really well, but the scoreboard tells you 7-1. I don't get it. The game was, you know, a lot of times very ridiculously close. So, you know, the game should have been 7-5, 7-6, maybe even overtime. But somehow Instinct are still getting 7-1. So I don't get it. How does that work?
No, it's because I feel like if you give Instinct even just like an inch to wiggle, they're going to get out of the chokehold. And that's exactly what happened every single time. It feels like, I'm just using an MMA analogy here. These guys, it feels like the first blood goes through, first couple of punches get in, they land super well for the side of Miners. They get the Instinct into a chokehold, they get ready, they're waiting for the tap, but then they release their grip for like half a second, and all of a sudden, they feel like they're on their back now, and you could just see it's Instinct pounding them down because they just gave them too much room. You give these guys an inch, they're going to take a mile, and that's exactly what they did. Already 3-0 up, going to Raid, and we saw how devastated we were in Raid control, and that's to win the series potentially. So, I don't know, Miners, I don't know what they can change because they're doing so well, you know? Like, in relative terms, they're doing the things correctly, but it just feels as though Instinct just doing it better.
Yeah, that's the thing, you know, like, I think you said it perfectly there. They are doing the right things, doing everything correctly. Like, I you know, personally now, let's say I'm a coach, I don't even know what to say. Okay, guys, this is what you're meant to do better. I have got no idea because I'm watching them play right now. I think they're perfectly playing their City so well, but somehow the Monsters are still not going their favor. Like, there's a lot I just can't really put in place there. But again, now we're going into control, man. This is one of those maps. This is one of those game modes where I can just. We might have to put the fries in the back there, because man, Miners
put the fries in the bag is crazy. That is criminal activity. Anyways, you know what? If you could buy fries on CODM, you can go ahead and get some CB points from the Carry1st from the Carry1st site. 20% off currently. Don't forget to capitalize on that. But man, oh man, basically what Carl just said is Miners fries in the bag. It's time. It's time. Just. That's crazy. Oh man, that is actually criminal activity right there. That's a violation right there. Personally, I wouldn't have it. Oh man, insane. Either way, yeah, here we go. Don't forget, guys, you can see that the tweets are still rolling in there. Get involved with the giveaway. Predict who you think is going to be the winner and who the MVP is. At this stage, I think we're pretty confident with the winner. It's just the MVP that it might be a little bit mixy. Either way, Raid loading up right now, guys. All the fries in the bag as we go into the final map potentially. Instinct, how will they make it happen, or how will Miners come back into this game?
You know, the thing is, you know, a part of me still wants to believe that these guys can actually make it work. You know, like I did say again, the hardpoint game wasn't close, but you know, Miners played that game well. They got rotations, you know, a lot of times. They look like they could have actually done something, but it never worked out. STG was even better. Miners played that game like actual professional players, you know, but somehow they were just not getting the wins they needed to get. So you know, a lot of good gameplay from both sides. But now we're going into a control raid map. This is a very classic map, and it's one of those maps where, you know, it can heavily be one-sided. But again, this is the map of comeback shot. This is great, man. We have sent the most comebacks in Call of Duty Mobile on Raid. So this is, you know, one of the maps where I'm very sure, you know, if Miners are going to start something or like a comeback, they can start it here on Control. So hopefully, I'm just hoping that, you know, finally they can maybe get this map win and take us to a next in the map, hopefully. But, you know, if they don't, then we might have to actually put the fries in the back here and make it 4-0. But yeah, Instinct, man, what do you think, man? What do you think?
I think that they're going to need to lock in, right? Otherwise, we're going to be dishing. Either way, it looks like it's going to be a like Dorza. Oh, no, it wasn't Dorza. Excuse me. Double sniper. That actually took me off so off guard. I wasn't expecting collateral to start us off here as we go towards B, but it does look like Miners playing fantastic Call of Duty. But of course, for just a second, as Mantra and the boys get in, clear the point. Now they're looking for the spawn trap. Not looking great here for the side of Miners. Good start, but again, falter in the mid map potentially. Either way, 21-23. not the terrible start that we were expecting, but certainly not out of the woods yet. Is going to be minus as they're trying to get towards B here.
Yeah, the capture on the flag's not really happening for them. But again, you have the one tick on B about to get locked in, so maybe Manchester's going to fall there, loses that top laundry. So finally now minus one tick locked in, about to get two. And oh my god, Marwan shots the man down there. So they are going to get easy 2 ticks on that B flag. And they do have lights, mind you. So like I said, this is the map of comeback. So if they are going to start something good, this is where they have started on short raid. And so far, the lights are in their favor, but I think we might be jinxing it now. 14 and 16. Back in 4 trades, B flag, 2 ticks made, 1 more to go. Not a lot of time on that clock.
Well, now they've realized that they've pretty much thrown everything they can at B, excuse me. Now they have to go send it over towards B. But into the wings we go, and waiting for them is going to be Charisma and Mantras. They both find kills respectively, and they have already swung the life count in their favor. And look at Eeyore. He is currently setting up shop in the spawn right now. He's checking tire pressures. He's checking life count as he's getting kills in the spawn. It's not looking good now for the side of Miners as it was their life count favor, and it's already an 8v4. And Trapped looking at the scenery around the back end here. I don't know, 2 versus 8. It's doable, but not if you're going to be counting pixels to kill you around the bottom end.
I mean, yeah, we'll again put the fight in the back here on this one. 1-8v1. Time is gone. No more clock there. Cheers. 3 flat and 4s as well. So 1-0 instinct again. Again. See, I'm going to use the native Nigerian language here. I don't tire, because the funny thing is, Minor starts so well. They had the majority of kills. They had the B flag going so freaking well, and you just thought maybe now it's the time for Miners to actually kickstart things off properly. And then somewhere along the line, they absolutely falter. And look at this round 2. Yo, the war match, they started things off beautifully well. 29-27. Oh, here we go again, man.
Yeah, we've got a game indeed, but you can hear the War Machine reign true, continuing to get these kills. Eventually gets cut down, but he does have full streaks, so that means that is another way to break into the point. First tick found at B, 25-25. Not a terrible start for the side of Miners, if we're being honest here. As they push their way on forwards here, it's going to be none other than Dorzia. I think that's how you're supposed to pronounce it. He was going to find one, but it's going to be the Hunt Killer that hunts him down and kills him. Either way, Tempest now popped. It doesn't look like they're going to have much more in the form of control as pushing forwards we go, and they are splitting the bag, not necessarily in the fries, but between A and B, as these guys are trying to drive it home as best as possible as they continue to envelop them in the spawn. And it's not often that we talk about how you see a spawn trap from the attacking side, and here it is in full force. B now captured over towards A, no one contesting it. 19v11 is looking pretty tough here for the side of Miners.
And they are going to bring out the War Machine and the Death Machine as well. War Machine gets shot down, not single value from that one. Sparrow now yet to find his very first kill. Death Machine there as well. But is he going to find value though? No, because shot him down. Sparrow still there though, hasn't found one value. And that is going to be 3 Operator's kills wasted. Not a single kill with the War Machine, the Death Machine, and the Sparrow. Why would you pop that if you're not looking to get kills? And now round 3, and I think this is the very first time I see Miners do something absolutely, I don't want to say dumb, but the operator skills there was not needed, because you had lost that round. You don't have numbers. The 6 were already 2, about to get 3. Why bring out all the big ones there, man?
No, because that's just panic, right? Then they start panicking. They realize that they've got to get something done. Then the comms are probably like, oh, this is not looking good. Let's try and just make something happen here. And something that was happening was them getting annihilated. And you could look at Chris. Oh my goodness! The good old 2-time as he finds another double, breaking ankles left, right, and center. Handing out free haircuts, free outfit changes. These guys need to be picking themselves up off the floor as, damn, Instinct really just absolutely making a mess of them.
24v20, man. Life cannot close. A little bit close, maybe, but Instinct so far. If you know that, you know this is the 4TV17, but at this point in time, because so far they are just a 2-man wrecking army, each player there, and they are just dominating. Now another spawn trap here. The Virus comes in, finds the 1 more value. Set now Vepex and the Spiral with the Tempest as well. Now the Pred might get a double. Yes, he finds a double. The lives are falling apart, and Instinct are just having a field trip here. The grand finals and the ticket to land might be secured. It's a 19v10. We might as well call it wrap soon.
I'm telling you guys, I can hear the alarm bells in that fast food restaurant absolutely crying out right now. Those fries are ready and hot, ready for some salt to be added to the wound as Eeyore comes in with the war machine just to add a final nail to the coffin. 2v16. I'm pretty much confident at this stage that it is not winnable, and so it is so, written in the stars. Instinct winning 4-0 in the grand finals, and the entire North African region without dropping a single map. GG's to them. Yeah, right. I need to go put in a double order of those fries right now. Minus, we'll catch you guys in the next Carry First one. GG's to you. A valiant effort nonetheless, but Instinct just a force to be reckoned with, completely dominating, as to be expected.
I mean, if you look at that game, the fact that they did not drop a single map for the whole North African playoffs, the quad group stages, the playoffs, and the finals, tells you exactly what they are made of. So, LAN, if you're going to that LAN, the other regions there, South Africa, NG, wherever you're from, West Africa, Francophone, watch out for these guys, because these guys, they are not here to play, man. They are ready and they are set to go. So, LAN, Lagos, you want to book your flights, you want to train extra hard if you're playing Instinct in the grand finals. But again, man, this is a lovely cast to shoot out, lovely cast from you, man. And Instinct, man, they made it absolutely beautiful, no doubt.
100%. They put on the gameplay, and you brought us the absolute brilliant commentary. And someone in chat just said comeback time. It's a bit late for that one, to be honest. There's more chance. Think about this. There's more chance of them making a comeback than my dad coming back. So you know the vibes. We move.
We move, man. That's we move. You know, I was really hoping we were going to see that. You know, slums. You know, because that's a map I really actually love to go and cast, but not Crossfire. I say if we were going to go and see Crossfire, I would just. Instinct, you guys are back, please. Why did you not end the game since? Because I hate that map so much, bro. I was really hoping for that slums, you know, just not getting that. And man, 4-0. Come on, man. Instinct is just too bad. They're just like they are that NAF team right now, and they shown you guys why they are number one. You know, they won it last year. They won the Asian qualifiers last year. They were meant to go to LAN. The whole thing happened where one player was on the age and they could not go to the actual LAN. They had to get that GQ in. And now they've come again this year, and they say. A setback doesn't matter. This time we're going, and maybe we are even going to go and win the whole thing. And they have done it. North African qualifiers in perfect style. So, well, road to LAN. Here we go.
Yeah, road to LAN now paved in gold in the form of the golden sunshine of Instinct, right from the sunny north of Africa, as it has now been completely confirmed. We are just waiting to find out if we're going to be confirming who the winner is here on stream or if it's going to be announced on Twitter. Either way, we'll get back to you with that in a second. But overall, man, thank you very much for having me here, Carry First. And of course, Carl, you have been an absolute stunner of a casting partner. I really am grateful that you are here and you have done such a fantastic job carrying the conversation, carrying the jokes, carrying the gameplay. Just GG's, huge shout out to you, man. You're just a fantastic caster. And I really appreciate your time.
the whole trailblazing guys, he's literally. I am excited to cast with like one of the best casters in 25 African, man. Big shout out to you, man, really. And I love the fact that I got a chance to cast you, you know. And but when I do see you at LAN, the boxing match, me, you, and they'll be still very much up for grabs. So I'm gonna see you at LAN, man.
100%. Yeah. We'll see. I don't box. I do judo, but that's all fair in love and war, man. You know what I'm saying? And on another note, don't forget to register. There's still definitely lots more Call of Duty Mobile to come. Go ahead, sign up for the South African qualifiers. There is still another week to sign up your team. It has been extended. So if you have a phone, you have COD Mobile, and you haven't already utilized the 20% off at the Carry1st shop, now's the time to do it. And at the same time, register for the South African finals. Get involved. It has been fantastic. And of course, the grand finals of the Ghana region, which is going to be next weekend, which is also a LAN. So you better be there. 100%. Go, guys. Guys, make sure that you're there. It's going to be a good time. We are just waiting for... Okay, so we are going to be able to tell you on stream who the winner is and who the MVP is. So that is exciting stuff. Just give us a little bit here. In the interim, what were your overall thoughts from Instinct if you had to give them any critique? Because I know that's a hard and a tough one, but if you could change anything in the gameplay, what would it be?
I mean, if I'm going to be fair, I think one thing about them is that they're too aggressive. that can be a good thing. That's they've got the chemistry, they know what they're doing, they've got the gunfight skills, they believe in their skills here. But when you go to the higher stages where you're facing these South African teams, the MG teams that are go-to that's more like you, I think you want to slow things down a bit, especially in such a destroy, and play a more strategical game, not just push like should I say madmen, headless, footless chickens. And that's exactly what they're doing. So I think they want to slow things down a bit there and play a little more calm and collected and go for the win there. So yeah, that's what I saw there. Apart from that one, things were absolutely perfect. This guy's top notch T1.
100%. They actually played perfect card there. Like you said, fundamentally almost impossible to critique, but maybe that's a good one. This is the pace at which they need to slow it down, because obviously they are playing maybe a different caliber, but who knows? Maybe the South Africans are going to have a slow one, or the Nigerians are going to have a slow one. Doesn't matter. These guys are definitely a team to be looking out for. If you're watching the stream, if you're going to be watching back the VODs and you want to be studying the gameplay, which I do suggest you do, get for all the coaches and players watching, watch the games. Make sure you lock in and you can figure out what the team strats are. They're here for a reason, right? The VODs are here. And I don't think a lot of the teams actually appreciate how powerful VODs are and VOD reviews are. Like, if you going into a game without the research and they've done the research on you, you'll feel it. I promise you, if you're going to get into a game and they know how you're playing, they're going to be able to counter you, and you're going to feel like properly underwater. And at this level, that's exactly what they need to be doing. So we've said how good Instinct is. Now we've passed the torch to all the other teams that are going to be going to the LAN, because obviously that's where we'll be meeting them next. Find the faults in the chinks in their armor. Maybe you guys will be the ones to dethrone them. But coming up next is going to be Ghana next weekend, like we said. And then following that, it will be South Africa. And eventually, the grand finals will be in Lagos. And then that team punching their tickets to Call of Duty Mobile World Championship.
Yes. That's it. This is all for the World Champ slot here. We finally got a champ slot in Africa, and that's a big one. Big shout out to Carry1st, of course, for bringing that to us here in Africa. They've already started that roadmap for you guys. West Africa, Francophone done, Uganda done, and we just concluded the North Africa, where we just saw Instinct absolutely bamboozle every single team in that region and claim number one spot. Ghana, of course, next week. South Africa is all loaded. Kenya, the Wildcat, and then finally Nigeria before the LAN. Yeah, here we go, Chad.
100%. So we've just been told that we need to extend it a little bit longer. Tell me, what are your opinions on the Uganda finals? What do you think that's going to look? Thing is, we got a bit of time here.
Ghana.
Yeah.
I think the fact there's only two teams. I thought it was meant to be three. I might just say that it's actually just two teams there. So, to be fair, last year, Aura 233 were the ones that actually qualified from Ghana, and 31 North. I don't think they actually did that much last year. So I'm excited to see what their roster looks like this year and see if they can actually give Aura 233 a run for their money. But again, Aura, man, these guys, we saw them last year. They were I think first to go out, but they were absolutely monstrous in hard points, and I don't think it's going to be an easy one for both sides. But I am delighted to go and see, and the fact that it's going to be a LAN, so there's no unfair balance whatsoever. It's the same network connection, the same Wi-Fi, equal playing grounds here for both teams, and yeah, we are going to be expecting quite something huge. And again, what do you think? What do you think?
I think it's going to be good, but like you said, Aura 233, they were going into the Kenya finals last year. It really felt as though that they were the team to beat. Everyone was hyping them up, and they played fantastically. But then to be the first team eliminated, man, that was a serious upset. Yeah. But yeah, again, maybe they're here on their redemption arc, their villain arc, whatever it's gonna be. You'll have to and tune in either live in person or on the stream next weekend. But on that note, don't go ahead, get involved on the social media, hyping up everything. Use the hashtags Carry1st Africa Cup 25 or just Carry Africa Curry. Whoa, my goodness. I promise you English is my first language. Oh, that's great. Whoa, verbal diarrhea is insane. Don't forget to sign up. I promise you guys, that was, my brain just stopped working there for a second. Whoa, you know you gotta like catch yourself. It's just, oh man, before I dig too deep of a hole. Don't forget, you got to go sign up if you're in South Africa. The region limit has been extended by a week. Get involved, get your team involved. And I believe we'll be getting ready for the announcement of who the winner was, who's walking away with that 5,000 card points. Don't forget, guys. Oh, here we go. So, everybody, walk us through it. Go. Tell us what we're feeling.
I mean, it's crazy. You know, a lot of people said, you know, when we saw Ayor, you know, we saw Ayor win the MVP for the upper bracket, you know, semi-finals there, and I was sorry, upper bracket finals rather, and I was thinking, you know, a lot of people were going to say Ayor is going to win the MVP for the whole event, and then when I saw a lot of the X votes and a lot of X predictions rather, it was Charisma still, and I'm like, why Charisma? Why not Ayor? You guys just thought Ayor win the upper bracket finals. Why do you guys still think it's going to be Charisma to get the all MVP? And of course, everybody was voting Charisma, and somehow it is still going to be Charisma. 64 kills, 35 deaths, nasty KD there, absolutely carrying, of course. And yeah, I guess you guys are better than me at predictions, man. I think I suck at predictions. What the hell?
I mean, you still predicted at least that Instinct would win, but I think even a blind person could do that. I'm joking. Either way, GG's to Charisma there, and he had some fantastic plays, huge, big brain plays. I mean, the flanks that he'd go on, the corners he'd sit in S&D, you know, just truly a standout play there. So if you guessed that, I'm pretty sure the winning tweet is going to be up on screen in a second, and then we'll give you a shout out there, everybody. The winner is Halo. GG's Halo. What are you going? Okay, well, I'm supposed it's a bit long to wait, but hopefully you are going to be using that 5,000 gold on the new VMP. Guys, why can't I speak? What is going on? The gameplay was so hot it melted my brain.
I think that's it, man. That's it. Again, hello, man. Big shout out to you, Musky. Congratulations. And of course, in case you're not going to use that CP, you can just go to my PR and it's me. But yeah, hello, big up to you, Musky. Congratulations there, man. Make sure you go use that CP on the cop with the Carry1st shop, rather, man. And make sure you spend that. Get the VMP, man. Get the VMP. And of course, when I jam you the game, I will kill you and use the code on you. So thank you very much. Don't forget.
And on that note, everybody, I think that's going to be all she wrote from us. It was a fantastic stream. We only got to do 2 games, but that is just the way of the road. It's just how the cookie crumbles. Either way, I'm Trot. That is Carl. We had a fantastic time bringing you the action. And of course, there is definitely more Call of Duty Mobile to come. Stay tuned. Stay up to date on the socials. But until next time, it has been a blast. Thank you very much again, Carl. Thank you, Carry1st and HGL for hosting it. We'll see you guys very, very soon. Stay safe. Remember, keep your gunny up, not your funny up. Cheers.
Like, how could we bring people together around a moment? And a defining moment for the continent, a defining moment for the game. Are you guys ready?
It definitely, plays with your emotions.
Yeah, I think people don't realize how many close calls happened.
Lembrar, MCAN.